Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, torn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. But the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 Vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the Vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name. It's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the Racekraft Simulations V8 Veterans Split 2 action of fabulous Season 25. Round 9 this evening out at the Red Bull Ring. We come into tonight broadcasting simultaneously across the V8 Veterans and Infinity Broadcasting channels. And we come into the penultimate round of the season, the final droppable round of the season. And the weather gods have had a designation on possibly who could walk out of tonight's race in the championship lead and who could walk out with no hand in the game. It's been a dice roll all season long, and whether you've been keeping cards up your sleeve or whether you've come up trumps across the process, it has been a massive challenge all throughout. Hamish Munro here with you, joined once again by Brett Fisher alongside. Brett, we come into tonight, big pressure on every driver out there, namely our championship contenders in, of course, Matt Scholes, Simon Haynes, Alex Kiddis, Tim Mulford, and others as well. And we're the weather gods on the horizon and the possibility of rain, it is going to shake things up like a cocktail shaker gets worked out on Christmas Day. I mean, it is going to get, it's going to get bubbly, it's going to get spicy, it's going to get just intense all throughout this race tonight. And I think what we're going to see tonight is the cream is going to rise to the top and the rocks are going to fall to the bottom.
It is going to get crazy tonight. It's going to get pretty wild, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be a great one tonight at the Red Bull Ring here. Looking forward to seeing the cars on track and seeing how they all handle it. And we're getting down to the nut breaker of the season here. Only 2 rounds to go, and this is where, you know, like you're saying before, you know, the cream will rise to the top, and those who can't hack it will slide away down, and we'll see them sort of just fade away a little bit there. But it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight after Red Bull Ring.
Well, we'll see how it all goes across the piece. This is the current points coming into tonight's race. Matt Scholes leads on 1,062 points ahead of Simon Haynes in P2 on 1,017. Alex Kiddis, who's been on a poor run of form the last few weeks, has dropped points over the last few weeks as well. Sits P3 on 1,004 points. Tim Mulford is breathing down his neck on 987. Jim Caperonis, Dave Arney are equal on points on 981. Ahead of Damon Fisher, Steve Grumley, Darren Crosby and Ron Allen in the back end of the top 10 at the moment. And if we look at where currently drivers stand, well, with equal points, Caperonis and Arney, they could both argue they could go up to split one if they were to finish equal on points at the end of the season. But who knows how those cards are going to get dealt. But right now, the momentum swing is swiftly in the favour of Matt Scholes, Simon Haynes, and Damon Fisher, who's making a charge for the top 5 and a return to split one at the end of the season. We've seen other drivers getting into it as well all throughout this season too. So we're excited for what's to come for the end of the season. But we've got to get through tonight's race at Red Bull Ring. It's exciting whenever I get to come here, Brett. I'm always excited. I love the Red Bull Ring. It's my favourite racing circuit in the entire world. And I think it's going to light it up for us to its absolute maximum this evening as we have a quick look at formerly known as the Österreichring down in, of course, Spielberg in Austria and well in the Alps of the Austrian forests too. Obviously a little bit far away from likes of Munich and Germany and the Nürburgring. Not relatively too far away actually from the Hungaroring over in Budapest for Hungary, but it's a short lap. It's hasn't got many corners to it, but it is a deceivingly difficult circuit, Brett. What this doesn't show on the track map is the elevation changes and how those elevation changes actually affect the lap around here. It's not a completely flat circuit. The elevation changes are a characteristic of their own put together with the fast-paced nature of this track. It is incredibly difficult, but when you can put a lap together around here, you feel like you are on top of the world. It's probably one of the most rewarding Grand Prix layouts in terms of putting a lap together that makes you feel like you are invincible.
Yeah, it does. And as you said, there's plenty of nuances to this track with the elevation changes, and getting the car out of a lot of these turns is one of the tricky things that I found, and I think a lot of other drivers found as well.
Well, it's all going to start on the main straight for then a quick, swift uphill run towards Niki Lauda curve at turn 1. This is often an area for early incidents in the race as drivers will get overlapped with each other on the exit of the corner. They might try and hop the curb on the inside, or they'll catch the sausage curb on the outside as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one for possible early safety car opportunities in this race. If you can maximise the run though through turn 1, you set yourself up for the second of the 3 long straights here out at the Red Bull Ring, and up through Munza turn for turn 2 and into the braking zone of turn 3. You want to get right over to the left-hand side, put your car in the direct middle of the red-white ripple strips on the left-hand side of the track, braking down the gears, turning in, getting a nice tight apex through turn 3, running it wide out onto the curb on the left-hand side on exit, and trying to get a max run down towards Rook turn at turn 4, where it's a great passing opportunity later in the race. Turn 3, it's good passing opportunity as well. Probably one of the more dangerous, hard-braking passing opportunities though around the lap, because you can get overextended very easily. You can lock brakes, you can brake that little bit too early, which then takes away the opportunity and can even put you under pressure from cars in behind as well. So 3, you need to be careful. 4, you can get moves done if you have maximised and really favoured the run through turn 3. If you can't favour it through there, though, you then run around turn 5 and into what we like to call the horseshoe or the bottle opener of turn 6 and guts at turn 7, where through 4 and turn 7, I think the big factor tonight, Brett, is going to be the debris that'll get dragged back on circuit by cars ending up off track. I think that's going to be the big factor tonight, not just the rain, but the gravel and the debris and the rubbish that'll get brought back on the road is going to bring another element of test and another element of challenge throughout this race tonight.
Yeah, 100%. And just adding to the, I don't think there is. I think every single corner on this track has its own little, nuances to it.
Yeah.
Not one of them is an easy corner. There's a lot of tracks we go to, and you go around a corner, you don't really think anything of it. But I think every single corner, bar that turn 2, which is really not a turn, has some little quirk about it. So it's going to trip up a lot of drivers.
I think it will. I think it will. Across the whole race, it can trip them up no matter what corner it is. If you can get a good run, obviously, through turn 7, you then try and maximise the run at turn 8, almost trying to straight line the curb. But you got to be careful in the wet weather, because if you catch those painted lines, the rear end of the car will get super slick. It'll go round on you, and you can end up in the either tyre barrier on the right hand side, or the gravel trap on the left hand side of circuit. You're then running down towards Jokonik turn at turn 9, where drivers need to be careful of cars ahead of them coming into pit lane, because you've got to hug it as tight as possible, stay tight as you come into pit lane, and if you catch a wet patch, you can end up in the tyre barrier down towards turn 10 at the pit entry. We're then running around turn 10 and up the main straight again.
Never good catching a wet patch.
No,
never good catching a wet patch.
Never good catching a wet patch. The big factors tonight that drivers are going to have to be careful of, not only the slick surface of the wet racing surface, not only the gravel traps either, but the off tracks are going to be an absolute killer for a lot of drivers. They've got to try and hold incident points close to their chest and not hand them away for free, because before you know it, you are coming down one of the longest and slowest pit lanes on the entire calendar, and you're having to serve a drive-through or a stop-hold penalty. So drivers will have to keep that in their mind tonight, in where they can track extend and where they can't. You can't do it through 9 and in towards turn 10. Very easy to get an off track. You cut 10, you get a slowdown. In my opinion, as I said, this is my favourite racing circuit in the entire world. Ironically, Brett, whenever I say that, no one actually questions me about that claim. They kind of say, oh, no, I can see it, actually. I half agree with you. It's not my favourite, but I like it. No one ever actually has disagreed with me and said the Red Bull Ring is a bad track. Like,
there you go.
But I love this place. It's a fantastic racing circuit. It's been around since 1969, when it was originally an extended circuit, similarly to the Hockenheim Ring. This layout's been used since its upgrades in 2016, when Red Bull invested money into the circuit. 4.3 Ks, 2.6 miles, 10 turns in a clockwise direction, and it is going to be maximum pressure all throughout.
Certainly is. And so far we've had dry practice. But we did have some clouds looming, and as we can see on the screen right now, there's a bit of precipitation as it stops. So we've seen a few sprinkles. Qualifying has been done, and what is going to be happening at the start of this race? The track is starting to throw up a bit of spray behind the cars. Are people going to go to is every driver going to go to wets? Is it wet enough? What's the situation on the radar? Is it drying? Is it, these are all questions, and this is what I actually enjoyed about. I really did enjoy the dynamic weather. I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
I thought it was great, and I think we're going to be in for an absolute treat tonight. Now, we don't have tyre info exactly of who is on what tyre compound at the start of the race. What we can do is
we're talking about.
There's the marbles. They're going to have to be careful of. What we can do is off the start, just go to our suspension cam and see if we can see grooves in some of the tyres. That will be the dead giveaway of the tyre type that some drivers are running. So I think, Brett, looking at how wet the circuit is right now.
If you started on dries, on slicks, I think you're a brave person.
Looking at it right now, Brett, I think the slick tyre is actually the better of the two.
But yeah, the problem is though, like if you had a look at the radar, there was another band coming through.
Yeah.
Not that far away. So I think,
But-
I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know,
know.
but-
I hear what you're saying, and it'll be interesting to see.
So from my perspective, to pull back the curtain a little bit, the band from what I saw was no worse than what was happening in practice.
Yeah.
And drivers are running around comfortably on dries in practice. So my thought
Yeah.
process was, well, you're running comfortably on dries in practice. The weather you're about to get is similar to practice. You should be fine to start on dries. If it is that bad, you can come in for wets early. The main worry was
I'd
getting
take it.
to the much darker green colouring on the radar, which will
Yeah.
be a factor tonight. It is. We've had rain in practice. It stopped before qualifying. Drivers have qualified on both different tyre sets. It has favoured the dry tyre through qualifying, and what the factor we're going to be getting now into the race start is dry tyres early should be the favourite, but after 10 laps or so, that's when we're going to start to see the changeover period. So that's when strategy is going to become key.
And I think that was one of the big things for me that was really, really interesting is that question mark, and look at Randall there, like putting a lot of lock on that thing to get that turn, but it did work. And I think that's what I found in that warm up was there was two turns where you had to really tiptoe through, but the car did still have grip. But I love that fact that it threw up that question mark, what do you want to do? How are you going to do it? Like all these things sort of just running through your mind, you're going to make the right decision to start on the grid with what. So pretty exciting stuff. I thought it was great.
Well, we're in for an exciting race to come. Warm-up session's got a couple of moments left at the moment. What can Alex Kiddis do tonight, Brett? Or what does he need to do to swing the momentum now back in his favour again? Because
he's had a couple of rough runs the last couple of outings, so this is going to really test him. He's going to see what this boy is made. Boy, I say that very loosely. We were all over 40 years old, but what Alex Kiddis is what is he made of? What's he going to do? What's he how is he this? Is he going to bring it back? Is he going to come back? And fight for this championship? He was currently, I think he was currently in third. Is he? Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got work to do. He's starting higher up the order tonight, but 3 poor rounds in a row have really hindered his championship run. And if he's going to swing the momentum back in his favour, it's got to happen tonight. So it's still on the line for him. It can still happen, but there's a bit of work to be done. We can see as well, it's very, very obviously cold track temps, 15 degrees track temperature, 66% precipitation at the moment in the air, but the track is not at 50% track state just yet. So we're not quite at needing wets right now, but we're definitely getting into changeover territory.
It's right on that edge, wasn't it? And that's what I really enjoyed about having the different splits. We talked to the guys after the race, and some splits had wet races, some splits had dry. So that was
Split
how
3
how
had
the
no
dice
rain
rolled.
at all. Split 3 got no rain at all. So how quickly it can change across each split. But starting grid for tonight's race will be as follows. Steve Grumley will start pole position alongside Bruce Tannick on the front row of the grid. Chris Blanchard, Dave Arney will start ahead of Jim Caperonis and the championship leader Matt Scholes for the third row of the grid. Alex Kiddis, Darren Crosby will then start ahead of Chad Viger and Rick Viger, and all Viger fifth row of the grid, starting ahead of Shane Randall and Simon Heddersheed on the sixth row. As we then look back to Paul Burns and Simon Haynes. Haynes a bit down the order tonight, but he's not too far away from the championship leader. Only 7 positions are separating both of them. Scott McKenzie, Ron Allen, then ahead of Matt Parker, Jeremy Bush, Pete Baxter, Damon Fisher, Stephen Clark, Andrew Hoffman, the top 22, Brett Horsell, Matt Stoyles, the top 24 cars, with Mark Houghton, Mick Clifton, Scott Weston, Derek Lovegrove, ahead of Brett O'Brien, Tony Chapman, Todd Duggan, and Brett Taylor for the top 32. Matt Monday and Michael Quain will start on the last row of the grid. Tim Mulford will start in pit lane. And I believe you're at the back of the grid as well, Brett. Did you get a qualifying time in, or were you starting from pit road?
No. I had a pit lane start due to license points.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well,
but we move on.
Makes it interesting for
we'll
you.
keep going.
Oh, we keep going. We keep pushing on and keep fighting forward as well. So we're just waiting for everyone to join the grid for us to get started here tonight as well. It's going to be high intensity off the race start, I'm sure. The selection of tyres is going to be interesting for some drivers out there too. I think that's obviously going to be a factor. We can see slick tyres on board Steve Grumley's car. If we look back, is there anyone out there on wets possibly? I can't really tell right now. Oh, it's Todd Duggett on wets. I think he might be on wets. I think there's a little groove there on the tyre, so very interesting selection from some drivers, whether they're taking wets or they're taking dries off the race start, but that will of course be a factoid coming into tonight's race, and that's going to be a factor as well. Wet warm up now, dry.
Okay.
Well, the rain has gone away for the moment. We are in a dry bubble.
Yeah, sun's
But
out.
don't
Isn't
look at the track and just assume it is dry. There are little wet patches around the circuit for sure. It has been raining throughout practice and warm up and qualifying. You know, there was a little mishap or a little missing of rain in there. It was proper spotty weather at the best of times that we could possibly ask
It'd
for.
be interesting to see also where the drivers sat on the grid and then thought, oh, hang on, if I made the wrong choice, bounced out and then come back in, you know, like,
We'll see what the changeover was for some drivers as the lights are about to go up for them. And we're about to get the revs rising once again here in the V8 Veterans. Split 2, season 25, round 9. About to get underway at Red Bull. How does the race start go for them? As Steve Grumley gets us underway, it's an immediate reaction from Kinnison behind, and there's contact with Skulls off the race start already. And it's an absolute pile-up down there as multiple cars have gone round. My God, it is a car park on the main straight.
Crosby looks like he got a bit of, I think that's Crosby there, but look at the melee here. Cars are sprawled all over the track.
But that was Jeremy Bush that we saw getting forcibly mounting on top of a car behind him. I mean, the rear of his car lifted off the floor. Multiple cars destroyed in that moment.
Still got a car there. Simon Haynes in the background there.
I know.
He was second in the championship.
Second in the championship, so this is big for the title race.
And he is absolutely crab walking that thing from the start line.
That is second place in the championship at the very back of the field. And unfortunately for you and Tim, Brett, you guys had to wait at the end of the pit lane for everyone to get past. And now you got the safety car coming as well. So safety car's about to come out. That is one of the biggest incidents we've ever seen.
That's huge. That was absolutely
not just off
massive.
a race start, but in general. And the sole blame I think we can put there is on Alex Kiddis for that one. That was the direct domino effect.
He just come right across the track.
Just straight across. Like Matt wasn't there. Like he's just turned hard right into the side of Matt Scholes like he doesn't exist alongside him. I mean, what more could you do if in Matt's situation? What more could you do?
Yeah, nothing. Nothing. Like all the other cars behind him, though, too, though. Once those cars started to get out of control, as you could see, it was just on for young and old. We see, who's that sitting there?
So that's Mick Clifton waiting for his toe.
Mick Clifton waiting for his toe.
Yeah. So a couple of drivers are in as well. So Heddersheed's in, Bax is in. These won't count as compulsory pit stops. But there's
these guys have got, some of these guys got massive damage.
Not only big damage, but they may be taking a bit of a dice roll here on strategy, knowing that they'll need to come in at some point for wets, and if they can maybe just cut down on some fuel right now, it could get them a gain later on in the race.
Yeah, for sure. You can see just coming down, I think there's Crosby, it might be, coming down the front straight there. You can see the water splashing up off the edge of that track too, so there is a lot of water on that track.
So multiple cars in. A lot of fast repairs are going to have to be used immediately now, including our driver of the day last week, Shane Randall. Clark's in. I think that's
a lot of damage on Randall.
One of the
Vigors are in as well. All these cars. That is a massive amount of damage for a lot of people.
Brett Taylor's in as well. Of course, Tim Mulford has come back into pit lane, and I think this is strategic from Tim. He's coming in to take fuel here because he knows at the back of the field he can afford a dice roll.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Why not take it?
Why not? Free kick.
But
Simon Haynes stuck on the side of the road there now. So he obviously didn't get that car back to pits.
So we've had a question from Leo Henning. Did that driver get loose and swerve, or he went for the gap? He went for the gap. The way that car reacted off the race start, he has started the race, turned hard right, and gone for the gap straight away, and he's gone too far over. It's a massive incident. I mean, huge.
Just not enough awareness off the start of that line. You know, you're considering a wet track. I don't know who was on dries, who was on wets, but wet track, the traction, as soon as that car breaks loose, is going to be uncontrollable. And to really take out nearly 3/4 of the field, thank God we've got fast repairs. Otherwise, that would have been the end of the night for a lot of people.
Half the field. I mean, from P18 down, there have been pit stops.
Yeah.
So that would have been, 16 cars out of the race.
Yeah.
Just off one move and one moment alone. And I guarantee you there will be a traverse through pit lane in the future of car 107 off that moment, for sure.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, we don't like often to call what our race controllers are thinking or going to do, but in that case, I think it's pretty clear that, that has caused a massive incident off the start. So I think undoubtedly we will see Alex Kittis traverse the pit lane at some stage for that, I think.
Well, luckily for some drivers, Brett, yourself included, which you also came in strategically under that safety car as well. You're up 19, apparently you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, was that you exiting pit lane?
That would have been me exiting pit lane, no, I didn't go back in,
Well,
no, I thought
You're up 19.
Yeah.
Duggan's up 16, Houghton up 11, Weston up 14, Fisher up 9, Matt Parker up 8.
He's got no bonnet too.
No, Ron Allen's just come in.
Got no bonnet.
He waited a lap there. I think that would have been better if this still isn't going to count as a CPS, so Ron should have probably just come in on lap 1.
I was saying that was Crosby, but it was Ron Allen. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, Tony Chapman in the chat with us. I pitted because I didn't last week and I still stuffed it up. Oh, it's unfortunate, Tony. Well, you've come in now. Hopefully in this race you remember to do 2 more, because it doesn't count when it's on before a green lap has been completed.
That's one thing. Just got to watch out. We've got to know the rules and know what will count or won't count as far as compulsory pit stop. The pace car, the safety car was called pretty much immediately after that start. So that's a no-go for compulsory any compulsory pit, because it's the start of the second lap.
But if you're down the order though, Brett, and we saw this play out at Thruxton as well.
It's a free kick.
It's a free kick. Take the free fuel. You've not got much. Tim Mulford, that could be a strategic masterclass, because he's at the very back of the field. He has got nothing to lose by taking 36 seconds worth of fuel in that stop. He's cut down now to only needing probably 30 or 40 litres of fuel to get home across 2 stops. And there'll be tyre stops too. So my volume's getting low. I'm sorry, I might have been talking away from my microphone. Sorry. Thank you for letting me Thank you for letting me know.
Fading
apparently. But yeah, to split that across 2 stops now, if they're green flag stops, that is a massive advantage to have over the field ahead of you. A massive advantage. So those who didn't come in, well, they obviously didn't want to give up track position, namely the drivers at the front of the field, Tanek, Grumley, Arnie, etc. The caveat to that is if both of the now regular CPS stops are under yellow, that's going to take away the advantage somewhat of what a green flag pit stop advantage Mulford and co would have.
There could be more.
There could be more.
Yeah. Let's have a look at, if we can, I think Damon Fisher's car. So he's still carrying damage.
Oh, he is. He's got massive damage on that car.
Yeah, so he hasn't.
I reckon Damon is waiting for the first green flag lap to finish so he'll get a CPS done. I think that's what he's waiting for. Right.
So obviously not feeling the effects of any of that major damage, but it might be sort of a bit more aero, obviously, and things like that. And maybe the sting has been taken out of these tyres as far as full grip. So maybe the loss might not be as much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I think that's Pete letting me know in the chat. Thanks so much, Pete. Safety car's in. Need to remember to talk directly to my microphone. It doesn't get me if I talk away from it. So green flag about to get underway once again. Can we get a full lap in? It's green flag running once again at the Red Bull Ring as Tanek gets us underway off of turn 10. Plenty of gaps given further back in the field. And as we run it up towards turn 1 for the first time, it's big pressure on them already as they run around the first corner and try and keep themselves in a line astern and keep the cars nice and tidy across this first lap. Difficult weather conditions obviously have a big part to play in racing, and it's great to have it a part of the veterans. As we can see, Blanchard looking for a move early here on his former teammate Jim Caperonis into turn 3. Couldn't quite get far enough up.
Quite.
No.
But he had it up enough there to slightly displace Jim, although he's got back on line now. We see some wipers going, so there's a little bit of spray coming up. Blanchard having a little bit further look on the inside. Jim just defending very, very slightly there. But here he goes, Blanchard up on the inside. Can he get this done?
Oh, great move.
Yeah,
and look at that. Crosby
coming through as well.
2-for-1 special. Great effort from him.
Yeah.
There's been a little incident further back that involved Matt Monday, but I think it may have just been a little bit of Constantina of drivers slowing up in the mid-pack there for the slowing of traffic up at turn 3.
Yeah, being a little bit tentative. There was a few drivers, just a bit tentative on a couple of those corners. Obviously just not knowing what the grip level was going to be at this point. Colder tyres, because obviously the start. Randall coming up on the inside of Chad.
It's on the inside. So the difference between these guys is Randall is currently on dries. Chad is currently on wets.
Yeah,
so
right,
that could be a factor here.
Yep. Western
and Heddersheet.
Yep. Paul Burns and myself as well.
I'll tell you what, Scott Weston has been driving fantastic this season. Shout out to Scott. Oh, real loose was Mark Houghton off the final corner.
Wow, that was huge.
And around wet as well. Sorry, Andrew Hoffman.
Hoffman around. Burns in pits.
There's a local yellow down there for the spin of Hoffman. The 110.
Definitely that section of the track, that last turn was a doozy. Definitely, even in dry conditions, you can get the car right out of shape there. Was to see Blanchard.
Blanchard is a man on a mission right now. He is.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling here, I reckon Blanchard's on dries, and I think Arnie and maybe Caperonis are on wets at the moment because they are struggling for raw speed right now. They're not obviously struggling for grip, but I think they're just struggling for pace.
Yeah, and it hasn't taken the disparity between the two is there, but it's not that massive that one car's standing still. As we see, who was that coming up on the inside of Caperonis there? Kiddis.
There was Kiddis who's trying to make a move.
Yeah,
on Jim.
But the disparity between the two, the wet and the dry, it's one of those. It's like the crossover. What's the last times done? 140 Tannic.
We'll get a good test here on this lap now that they're up to full pace again. Because obviously for Tannic, his lap would have been affected by his choice of restart zone. So as these next laps come in, we'll get a better bird's eye view of actually where they all situate.
40, 39, 40, 40.
So Tannic and Grumley are actually battling right now for the lead of the race. So pressure's on them. Grumley's on the inside. Here comes Grumley, and here comes the rain as well.
Here we go.
Here we go. So how quickly is it about to downpour? Because if it comes down like a 3-year-old dropping a bucket of water, the wet tyre runners are going to be at the advantage.
Yeah. And this was the danger too. Watching that radar, seeing that front come through, it might have just been little showers, and the track might have stayed dry enough. But no, here comes the rain. It's on this back section of track. Grumley's had to pull back in the back behind Tannic. It looks like Kiddis has got the move done on Jim, but no, come back again. So they're having a great old battle there. Kiddis on the inside of Caperonis now.
Oh, you can see Jim.
That marbles.
Yeah, caught the marbles, and we knew that was going to be a factor tonight. So now the rain's coming. How long is it going to be for the crossover of the race? Because the crossover period of lap times is incredibly close right now. I think the relative grip, though, on the straights, because obviously this is a higher speed circuit, so better run up the straights is going to benefit you more than in the corners. So I think it's still sitting with the dry tyre runners. Once the lap times of the wet tyres are starting to get a little bit faster than the dries, that's when the proper crossover is going to be. So Duggan, fastest lap last race, 138.34. Arnie and Tannic are in. So is this an early call for wets? And I think they've come in too early. I think this is too early for wet tyres right now, Brett, because I don't think the track's actually wet enough for them to make the changeover.
Unless they felt just, those couple of corners just unstable enough to make them sort of think, nah, I'd be better on a wet tyre. Weston Scholes in and Stoyles.
O'Brien's in as well. Mulford charging through the field at the moment, trying to get past Chad Viger up towards turn 1. Coding is not working at the moment. We're getting tough kilowatts per second. Mulford did the job though. Great effort from Tim. Kiddis obviously now ahead of Caperonis as well, but Blanchard, he is a man on a mission right now, Brett. He is driving out of his skin.
Yeah, obviously feeling comfortable in these intermittent conditions at the moment, you know, feeling comfortable in the car. Brumley just pulling away there a little bit. He's 3/4 of a second up. Crosby right on the ginger of Blanchard at this moment, and then we've got a few cars close, and then there's a 1.5 to 2 second gaps further back. So the field in this top 10 to 11, 12 have all sort of started to spread out a bit, apart from the first 4 cars. So interesting what's happening here. Rain doesn't seem to be coming down anymore. There's still a bit of spray coming from the track and the cars. Yeah,
I think the spotty rain. Oh, we say that there's a little bit of rain happening down at turn 7, but it's all over the shop right now. Matt Monday, Brett Taylor, Shane Randall all in a tight battle at the moment for P15. Of course, Randall's trying to come back from that lap 1 incident on the start line. He was actually drilled by all of the field behind him. He slowed up for the incident directly ahead of him. Everyone else had nowhere to go. So Taylor's in, Mulford's in as well. So we'll see what
just
sort
looking
of...
at some of those times. Simon Hedershy did a 1:37.6, so got back under that 1:40.
He's on dries at the moment. I genuinely think the dry tyre is still the more beneficial tyre right now. But of course, those wet tyre runners, well, they've got the free kick of not having to pit just yet. But I do think they've been burning through those wet tyres quite quickly. So that's why we're seeing guys like Mulford in, who's wanting to get new wets on the car, get some fuel into it as well, and try and push on for the next portion of the race. That's going to be a crucial part as he comes out right ahead of Brett Taylor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
that would have been close.
That was very, very close. Matt Stoyles has just come through on them as well.
What I love about this track tonight is how unpredictable. You see the rain coming down again as you head up to the back, and it was raining in some sections of the track and not others. So, like, you know, you had that. Is the track wet enough? Is it going to stay wet enough for the dries or the wets, or what was going to be the call? So, you know, you see a big downpour before, but the times have come down again. So, you know, and you can see that the clouds in the sky are fairly sparse at this stage, so we might be just getting isolated showers. But, yeah, it really throws a good question into the air. 1:37.7s. So for Grumley and Blanchard, so the times are still there. That's, you know, 3 tenths, 2.5 tenths quicker.
It's really starting to benefit them now. So Randall is now hot on the heels of Matt Monday. It's a dry and a wet tyre battle between the two of them. We already saw Brett Taylor come into pits earlier on, so of course Randall's on the comeback train. Matty is doing a great job. He's currently up 18 positions. He came in on lap 2, remember, but I think he actually exited pit lane ahead of the train under the safety car. So I don't know if there'll be a penalty coming his way or what, but yeah, certainly positions gained that he probably.
Clark and Viger just changing the positions there. So Clark just got past Rick. Another one close to Todd Duggan. Close to Hedershy.
Currently, well, I was about to say, Stephen, of course, in the booth tonight for the top 15 shootout of the Pro Series finale over at Bathurst this weekend. Of course, any Infinity Broadcasting viewers would have seen us with our Porsche Cup support race a little bit earlier on. It's been double duty for me tonight.
No rest for you.
No rest for the weary. Had to swiftly get my dinner into me and into the supercars. So it's been a fun night.
Hedershy and Duggan closing up really tight up on Caperonis now.
Oh, they are.
Here we go. Todd Duggan on the inside. Caperonis is a little
great move from Todd.
Hedershy going through as well.
Yep.
Oh, Todd's really wide out there. Ripple strip. He's taking his chances with that wet ripple strip.
Well, he really
but
is.
He's got the move done. So his time is there. He might be on 1:39. It's So this times are starting to sort of drop away again. So we're still getting those little showers across certain sections of the track.
If we compare Grumley to Tannic, of course, those guys were the race leaders. Grumley's done a 37.47 fast lap of the race. Tannic is barely able to get past a 140 at the moment. So Grumley is gaining time at a rate of knots over Bruce Tannic by way of Tannic coming in too early to take wet tyres. So that's the game plan, or the rate of play right now between the two of them. As Hoffy comes in, so the 51 SCR car into pit lane.
It looks like that shower started on the back of the track and it's moved its way forward to the front straight.
It's a northwesterly moving rain radar, so it's moving across the top end of the circuit to the bottom end. You
can see it's just starting rain there again too. So
I think we're just hitting the start of the second band, but this band is the massive pile of rain that's actually coming our way. So this band that's happening right now and coming up towards the top end of the circuit, that's going to be the one that's going to sit with us for the rest of this race, and that's going to be the one that determines when we head on to wet tyres. I think we can get away with a little period still on dries, because there is a small white bubble sort of in between the start of the rain period and then the part where it gets super, super heavy. So I think we can probably go a bit longer. I reckon we can maybe go out to perhaps lap 18 or lap 20. And then
Bush just overtaking Chapman.
Yep, so...
And Dave Arney taking Chapman. So I wonder whether Chapman's got a problem there.
I think he might have done. Oh, he's got a bit of damage on the front end of that car, so very well could have been in the wars.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, he's running wide there too.
Wide again.
Yeah, real wide.
Any penalties handed out yet for the start of the race? There hasn't just yet. I do know right now that Race Control are actually divvying up with the DSOs of the league regarding that incident to figure out an appropriate penalty to hand out.
Clark closing on Baxter.
Yep, so Clark is really getting up on the outside of Pete Baxter now.
This is a tough line. This is a tough line.
That's such a tough line. Oh my God, Baxter holds on.
He made it stick though. Like I was surprised that he actually brought the car back down low. So that's a good attempt at a move there, or just even to hold position there. Well,
look at this. Blanchard's now in the lead of the race by way of pit stops from Steve Grumley now as well. Chapman's into pit lane too. So Blanchard leads to Crosby and Kiddis. And actually, no, Grumley didn't pit. Grumley had an off track. So Grumley's actually dropped position here. So he's
got a few battles up and down.
We do.
Up and down the tree at the moment. Some, obviously up the front here as well. But there's also Lovegrove and Randall. I think Randall is just.
Well, Allen and Lovegrove.
And Ron Allen as well. So Lovegrove might have had an off track there, maybe.
Oh, look at that. Simon Haynes, who's actually a lap car, is trying to get back into this now as well. As Todd Duggan has gone off into the pit entry. And that is massive damage on that car. This could be a safety car, Brett. That car is in a very inopportune spot. It is right on the pit entry.
Yeah, that's not a good spot. And we all see there was a few cars coming in. Looks like was that Randall?
Viger are in, so Randall stayed out. So Lovegrove and Viger
Randall,
in.
sorry,
Haynes is in as well. Of course, he's a lap down at the moment, so he's got to try and fight back throughout this race. Duggan is still parked there.
I wasn't quick enough. I actually did see that as I was coming down that little straight. I just wasn't quick enough to peel off on the pit lane then. But, you get that on the big jobs. Because I've seen his car sitting there. Here we go, Clarkey on the inside. Or is it Viger on the outside?
Well, it's both. I mean, they're side by side, aren't they, down the straight? Duggan
but who's moving up?
Duggan is still parked there, by the way. He has not moved in that position.
So no safety car been called yet. Obviously, if we're still overtaking cars, no safety car been called. Hoffman in pits as well.
Yeah, so Hoff in. Where's he as well? So Blanchard, what does he do? Does he come into pit lane in the hopes that a safety car is about to get brought out? And there is. Oh. They've called it. Safety car number 2.
Oh.
So
there we go.
Todd Duggan, who is still parked up in a very inopportune position. And I'd argue, Brett, he may have caught the curb on the outside on the exit of turn
Yeah,
9.
and speed on the
And it
inside.
speed
Yeah.
him on into the wall. So that's a very tough moment for him. So the front runners are all in. Blanchard, Crosby, Grumley, Kittis, Caperonis, Heddersheet,
Everybody's
Parker,
in.
Clark, Viger, Baxter, McKenzie. It's a little free kick now for those who came in on lap 1 as well, including Shane Randall, who's back up the order, and as well as yourself, Brett. So a little free
Wow.
kick for them.
Oh,
For
oh.
others, it's an opportunity to get their second CPS finished as we're now past the critical lap.
I was in on lap 1, but only because I hadn't started my race yet. So anyway, opportunity now to put a bit more fuel in the car. I think I put about 3/4 what I need for the race. So exiting a little bit heavier on a fresh set of wets. I started on wets. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I was okay with that.
So there is the direct result of the advantage that those cars took by pitting on lap 1, Brett.
Yeah.
Heddersheet out into the lead, Baxter out into P2 because they were able to take such short stops. And we haven't even gotten to the heaviest part of rain yet.
No.
We have not even gotten to torrential, and it is on the way. Now, I wonder, has anyone stayed on dries to this point? Because from my point of view right now, Brett, looking at the track,
Yeah.
we're about what we've had the last sort of 13 laps. So we're not actually looking like we need wets right now.
No, but it is coming. So I don't know. Are you safer on wets than having to come in on a, like if it just starts bucketing down, you're going to have to come in and pit. So are you better to, let them heat up a bit, let them wear a bit? Because I know I started on wets when I'm lap 13, and I think I still had 92% tread left on those wets that I started with.
Well,
So wear wasn't a problem.
no.
But I hear what you're saying. It was slightly faster, obviously, but who knows?
So the drivers now to keep an eye on, of course, Tim Mulford, who's completed his 2 CPSs.
PV saying he stayed on dries.
Yep. Bruce Tannick as well. Matt Scholes. Those are some drivers to keep an eye on further back in the field at the moment. Some drivers further up who we can obviously keep an eye on too. Well, Brett Taylor, he's up 18 at the moment. He is sitting pretty in a very good spot. He's opted to stay out under this safety car instead of coming in to complete his second CPS.
Yeah.
Matt Stoyles has stayed out as well. So that's an interesting strategy from those guys. And Dave Arney, who stayed out too. Now, the headlights are starting to come on, which is the indication, Brett, that the heavy rain is nearly upon us. The headlights will automatically turn on when the heavy rain is about to be here. So this could get tasty. It could get spicy.
Oh, it's going to get spicy.
Oh,
Don't
it
you worry
will.
about that, folks.
It will. It could very well become one of the most interesting portions
It's
of
going to be like a
racing
fat
we've
kid in a
got.
lolly shop shortly.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
allowed to say that still?
You can say that, sure.
Is that politically incorrect?
I'm a larger man. I was a large child. I'll accept it, Brett. I'll even say it. It's like me being in the corner store with $20 when I was 12.
Oh, there you go.
$20 doesn't get you anything in a corner store anymore. It used to get you
Oh,
so
not
much.
anymore. Oh, God. I remember when we used to ask for 20 cents of mixed lollies or 10 cents worth of mixed lollies or whatever it was. Holy shit, you got a big bag of the things.
$20, you could go to the corner store. You could get a couple of drinks that they've somehow imported from the US. You could get some candy as well, whether that's by way of some sour strips or some Zappos or something. Maybe even a bag of chips. So you can get yourself a good little afternoon snack fest for $20. Now,
Here we
you're
go.
probably
The
spending
rain's
about
coming
50.
down.
Here it is. So the rain is here. How heavy is it going to be over the next period? Those who have stayed out on dries but still need one more stop, well, they're not out of the woods, or they're not necessarily in danger zone right now, Brett, because they are still in the position that they can pit, they can get their wet tyres on, and they're not taking an extra pit stop. So the likes of Heddersheet and Baxter are in for what is still a beneficial strategy at this point of the race.
Let's see, Damon just behind me as well. I wonder whether he's going to try and find some retribution from Detroit, wasn't it? Or
Well, that's it. It was Detroit. Now, the main drivers who are realistically have put themselves on the back foot now in notable positions. Steve Grumley, Alex Kiddis, Chris Blanchard, Darren Crosby, Matt Parker, Jim Caparonis. They've only completed one CPS in this race. They still need one more stop. So for guys like Hedesheen and Baxter, they have gained genuine track position over those cars, and the cars behind them have gained genuine track position as well, like Randall and Co, because they're able to take such short fuel. Well, to get home, you needed 114 litres, and the get home lap was like lap 11. So
yeah, so we're all sweet. You know, I mean, it's going to be a long race, you know, on those tyres, but if it's wet,
but
hopefully your degradation.
Those guys still need another stop. So
yeah, I'm saying the other guys who have done their second compulsory, they're really set, aren't they? Oh no, because some did on the first lap, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is about
and
to
the
get
scary
interesting.
part about it is if the track's getting wetter, the tyres are getting a little bit colder. And you know what happens when we have safety cars?
Well, they can breathe them, can't they?
Yeah, and the track conditions are a little bit unknown, so it could be a little bit hairy.
Could very well be just that little bit hairy for us. So should be going green around after this next lap, and we should be ready to rock and roll once again. But it's an absolute lottery right now. Absolute lottery. So this is struggle street for some drivers. Caparonis is in, but this is the second time he's come in under this safety car. So he's going to need one more stop in this race still to confirm 2 CPSs, because he's done 2 now in this safety car.
Has he just gone to try and put a different tyre on? It'd be interesting to know.
I think so.
It's starting to rain now on that front straight.
I think he's gone in to take wets, but unfortunately, as per the rules,
it's not going to count.
This is his second stop under the same safety car, so he's going to have to pit again.
Another 3 guys coming in down the back of there. We see.
So that was Hoffman, Monday, and O'Brien.
It's another. I was going to say it's another Southern Cross Racing car. Who else was in?
Monday.
Matty Monday,
O'Brien.
Andrew Hoffman, Brent
So
O'Brien.
Of course, Caparonis has to wait for the train to come past. It's an interesting paint on Jeremy Bush's car, actually, I just noticed. It's like an all-white livery on his car, something different.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think that paint's loaded correctly, because he was running his locked on.
Yeah, he had his regular paint. I don't know why.
Yeah, regular
this
paint
hasn't
on,
loaded.
so unless it's washed off in the rain.
It actually is a whiteout livery. Oh, it is. It is a whiteout livery.
Oh.
I think it is. Or he's been working on his paint and he's left his spec map on there.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Very interesting. Well, everyone is in the pit lane. So, Steve Grumley in the chat, there's Jim's answer. We know that reference. Not
Jim.
anyone else does. Poor Jim.
Yeah, poor Jim. Lap 15. We're on lap 15 of 47. So, and we've got a bit of precipitation happening. We've had a massive crash at the start of this race. It's thrown a lot of cars in the championship contention. Their strategies have gone absolutely haywire. Simon Haynes, one of the big losers in that.
Matt Scholes as well.
We've still got a lot of this race to go, and we are kind of expecting a lot of rain to come. We've sort of seen a bit of a balancing act between some of these guys at the moment on dries and wets and things like that. But, what's going to happen here? Geez, there's a big gap there.
There is a big gap.
Oh, no, he's the safety car's pulled away. Yeah, did notice that there is a lot of gaps in the field under safety cars, and people then tend to sort of race up, and then it causes a bottleneck, and cars are slamming on their brakes. I wish that we'd all close the gap a bit under safety car, because it becomes really hectic further back.
Well, we're getting
That
in
just might do
towards
sense, Bert.
the restart zone. Safety cars back in pit lane. And my green flag once again out the Red Bull ring. Simon Hedesheet has gone early off of this restart. So is it going to be a beneficial restart for him? Pete Baxter's run wide, and Pete Baxter's made contact with Steve Grumley. He caught the AstroTurf, the wet AstroTurf. And unfortunately for Pete, I mean, nothing obviously egregious about it, but he caught the AstroTurf and the rear end just got loose on those dry tyres. And look at the spray that's coming off of those cars up towards turn 1. The spray is diabolical for them. So it is only getting wetter and wetter, and because of the long safety car period, the water has not been dispersed. So it's just starting to sit on the surface now. Yep.
Hedesheet got a massive jump now from that incident with Pete Baxter and Grumley. But look at this close there. Blanchard, Arnie, Kiddis, Baxter, Crosby, Parker, Stoyles, Allen, all very close there. What's it like down this section of the track too? You can see the spray coming up off the cars.
In towards turn 4, under brakes now. Blanchard keeps the car in control, keeps himself contested. Crosby wants to move on Baxter if he can get it. But Baxter just gets a little bit of better drive now, so I think we're starting to etch to the point as Blanchard has gone round down at turn 5. So Blanchard around at 5.
Yep.
And it is...
that's a tricky spot.
That's
he's going to have to wait for the whole field to come past.
Yep, he's got to wait for everyone.
But yeah, the spray coming off these cars now.
Arnie, Hedesheet, massive slide. Who's still on the dry tyres, and I think now is the time for wets.
Struggling.
I think it is now time for the wets, Brett, and I think it's time to come in, take the wet tyre. You take the loss that you didn't pit under the safety car, but Hedesheet's going to stay out, so... He's pushing on is the Kiwi. He's used to driving on wet roads like this. Baxter and Parker are in. Randall has stayed out. So this is a very intriguing moment.
Dries?
He's still on dries. Randall is still on dries. Everyone around him is on wets.
Oh, look at this.
Look at the gaggle of cars. So Brett Taylor.
The just getting worse and worse down here.
Yep, Brett Taylor, who is on wet tyres, is putting all sorts of pressure on him as there's been a massive off at turn 1. Multiple cars. I've had an incident through there. Chad Viger in the wall. Yep.
Nearly backed out there. This is getting crazy. Just after the safety car, spray coming up everywhere. So vision's starting to be a bit of a problem in some of these straights. This is getting really tight. Look at these cars side by side. Looks like
yourself and Quaney.
Mulford.
But Mulford and Weston. I mean, Mulford has just snuck himself forward here. He has put himself
Mulford's up
in
24 spots.
Oh, what a great race from Tim. What a great race from Tim thus far. Great strategy call on the inside of Scott Weston, in behind Rick Viger as well. So now the question becomes, when do the dry tyre runners come in? When does Hedesheet come in? When does Randall come in and give in to the wet tyre change? Because you'd have to argue now there's spray just about all around the circuit. It's time for wets.
Just quietly, I think I'd be shitting myself if I was on a dry tyre, to be quite honest. I'd be driving very tentatively. You can see Randall there just...
And when does he come in?
Coming up through as well.
Yep, so Tannick's moving forward. Crosby's in. So I think Crosby was on dries as well. Randall's in. So Hedesheet has kept going. And now Brett Taylor has got one hell of a chase down here on Ron Allen. 26 positions up is Taylor. Mulford is in behind him, up 28. Weston up 19 as well. Stoyles is up 21 to the front of the field. This has been a fantastic race thus far. Quain up 23. Yourself, Brett, you're up 26. Horsell up 10. 26.
Go me.
Go, Brett.
No 10 cents for me this week.
No 10 cents.
Hopefully.
Mulford on the inside.
Nice little pass there. Great little pass.
What? Great space left there as well. And great spatial awareness from Brett Taylor.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I tell you what, the way that Brett's driving tonight, he could be on for a top 10. It would be his first top 10 in vets if he can pull this off. Could he even be on for a top 5? Oh, that could be sneaky for Brett Taylor. And what a breakthrough performance it'd be for him as well. He's a crowd favourite in other leagues like SRW. He's yet to have his breakout moment here in the Vets. As Stephen Clark has gone off the road at turn 4. He's just rejoined back on the circuit, but it is struggle street out there in these wet conditions. It's changeable, it's greasy, it is incredibly tough for these drivers.
Mulford
right now
closing
to stay
on
into it.
Allen and just making that move stick too. So Mulford into 5th now, displacing Ron Allen.
So I would assume Simon is going to come into pit lane this lap, surely. No, he's staying out. Okay, maybe not. Makes me look like a liar. Because he's getting chased down here by Mulford and Taylor. To give the update on where those cars who pitted with their dries to wets. So Grumley's back in P28, Baxter in P29, Randall, Haynes are now together as well. These guys are good friends, met out at the Bend earlier in the year. So they'll try and work together back here as well. Stephen Clark in pit lane. The good thing for Haynes is he's now back on the lead lap.
Yeah.
So there is some work that he can do.
So just checking the timeout for Dave Arney, he's still a 42.1, and then Kiddis is a 42.2, Stoyles a 42.3, and then Simon Heddersheed must have had a bit of a 48.8, but 43.3, and Brett Taylor 44.9. So the times are starting to slide.
Well, the suspension travel up the hill there towards turn 3 into how it compresses back down again. You can see how it kind of decompresses under brakes as the front kind of shifts in towards the road and the rear end kind of gets light, Brett. Interesting how these cars work and how everything comes together. But look at the spray off the back of Ron Allen's car right now.
I don't think it's as bad as what it could be too at the moment.
I don't, but I think it's going to get a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
We've still got a heavy rain shower to come that could switch this on like a light. And it's anyone's moment that it could happen. Heddersheed now drops to Brett Taylor and Tim Mulford. So Heddersheed's got to give in at some point. He's got to pick that car.
Gonna have to. Dave Arney must be really relishing in the Pelican feed at the moment, getting great traction on the track, staying out in front of about 2.6 seconds ahead of everybody at the moment. Kiddis trying to chase him down. So Kiddis has got a big break on Matty Stoyles, but big question mark over Kiddis at this stage after that start. We don't know what's going to happen there. Rick Viger on the back of Weston at the moment. He's closing that gap to 1.124. And Burns overtakes Rick and back again. So they must be side by side at the moment.
They are battling away hard up towards turn 3. Look at this, Brett. You're right in behind them at the moment.
I'm tucked right in there.
It is, and the rain is here. The heavy downpour is here.
Yeah, it's just starting to come. I swear to God, I mean, this wasn't too bad. But at some stages throughout this race, I could not see out of the windscreen. It was a complete whiteout. It didn't matter whether you were sort of left or right of the track or the car in front of you, you just still couldn't see. I was absolutely perplexed there a couple of times with how much spray was coming off these cars. There we see. Who's that? Heddersheed.
There's Heddersheed. He's going slow. So Heddersheed's going slow through there.
He's
so
gonna have
he
to
has
come
to.
in.
He has to come in.
Like he's worked those dries.
He's worked them to their maximum.
Well, he must be getting a big grip on the steel belts. Do they have steel belts in them? I don't know whether they do.
I mean, I'm not sure, but he's got to get him into pit lane. He hasn't got the grip.
Quaney on the outside.
And look at how he's getting swamped here. He's got Quain, he's got Tannick, he's holding up Horsell.
You can see the spray coming off the track though, like
it's
so much more than what it was earlier. I just think the...
Come on, please, Simon, come in. Okay.
Yeah, here he comes.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. But that is
Just
a lot
knocking
of
out
time
a
lost for Simon Heddersheed. Oh, and off the track there is Ron Allen. That's Ron Allen down there.
He's got it going. He's got it going again. Thank goodness for that. Tricky section of the track. The water just seems to pool down in that section of the track too. So, lap 21 of 47.
I'm hearing word as well, Brett, that Alex Kiddis has been handed a 1-lap stop hold for the incident on lap 1 off the start line.
Yeah, wow.
So he has
There
got
you
to now
go.
come into pit lane, sit in his pit box until Dave Arney drives back past him again and he goes a lap down on the race leader.
Yeah, right. Wow. That's gonna hurt him.
He will indeed.
Horsell on Lovegrove. Weston just moving on Mackenzie. And Scholes and Damon having a battle there too. They're going back and forward. Actually, Lovegrove dropping as well.
Oh, that's Ron Allen off the track again back there.
Yeah. Oh, fighting
There's
with that
more
car.
gravel that's been brought back on. So
Maybe it'll give us a bit more
cars
grip
are
with a bit of gravel
struggling.
and rain.
Maybe it will. So Kiddis has kept going again. So we'll wait to see when he comes in to serve that stop hole penalty.
Damon's done quite well to get his car back up into +7 from where he started, considering he had that massive damage at the start. He's still got a little bit of damage on that front end, but he's got the bonnet back on. Bruce Tannick wide there, and we see who's coming in. We've got Lovegrove coming in. Hoffman and O'Brien off track there for a second.
Yep, I'm just trying to figure out.
Oh, look at this, Damon and Tannick going head to head. These two guys have had a bit of biff over the series as well, I think. There's no love lost between them two.
So apparently we're getting some stuttering. Hopefully that's sorted. I just turned the encoding up a little bit, so that's sorted out some issues. If not, we might have to change some settings or something.
Yeah, look at that spray
has gone
now.
off the road. The spray is massive.
Yeah, the
Parker's gone off
spray
at
is
turn
massive
10.
now. That rain's starting to come down a bit more constantly. Sitting on with Tannick at the moment. Quaney's on the outside of him. He's got a decent run, but Tannick's got the outside. No,
Oh
well,
my
sorry, it was the
God.
other way around. Quane on the
look-
inside.
Look at that spray. I mean,
Yeah.
it is
We'll go-
ridiculous.
After it's rained a little bit longer, we'll go inside our car and see how bad it is in the replay. I wonder if it's as bad as it was during the race.
So Kiddis is now in to serve that one lap stop hole penalty for causing what was the biggest crash we have seen, not just all season, but in the whole of our
massive.
Gen 3 era.
Yeah,
So
that was massive.
Yeah.
Huge.
So he'll have to sit there now for a lap. Oh, and he hasn't cleared his tyres or anything, so he's also going to have to do a pit stop while he sits there too. So he'll get a pit stop out of it, but that means he now has to wait for Dave Arney to drive past him and put him a lap down.
So Dave Arney's 6 seconds out on stalls at the moment, so he's got a fairly chunky gap there. Chapman in pits now as well.
And Dave's doing a great job at the moment up in
Look
P1.
at that.
I know.
And the sun is out as well too, and I wonder whether that's giving it a little bit of a higher shimmer.
Oh, it is. It's catching all the water as the sun's out
This-
here. But you
this
can
is
look at that.
still
It's
not too bad,
like
but
a
yeah,
white
that's-
cloud.
Yeah, a couple of times they're coming down a couple of these straights. Oh, we see Tannick running a little bit wide, Wayne on the inside. Damon's got a little bit of run on here. Coming out of there fairly well, actually, considering he went around the outside of Quiney there.
Oh, there's been an incident further
But
back
yeah.
as well.
But have a look
I
at that
think
spray
Andrew
there.
Hoffman-
The car's just disappearing.
Andrew Hoffman
Oh,
is off the
Hoffy.
road.
Bugger.
And I think Brett O'Brien has been knocked off road as well, possibly. No, he hasn't. That's
Yep.
fine. So, Heddersheed and is now coming up towards Hoffman. Oh, Todd Duggan, big lock up. Todd Duggan, big lock up, and has collided with Brett O'Brien.
That was huge. That was huge. And I wonder whether it was that, probably a bit aggressive on the brake locking up, but wonder whether it was due to spray or what. But you can see now, a lot of standing water now on the track too. So drivers going to have to be careful of that, hitting that standing water. As we see, O'Brien just getting a little bit twitchy there as he touched the ripple.
And look at all these cars, these gaggle of cars coming into the final few turns. I mean, we've still got 23 laps to go as Michael Quane is now into pit lane. So
He's in, yep.
23 laps left. Alex Kiddis is still sitting there, by the way. He's actually sat there probably too long. He's actually going a lap down on everybody at this stage. He has already gone a lap down on the leader. So Quane's in. there is nail in the coffin. We'd have to argue, Brett, for Alex Kiddis's championship hopes.
Let's sit in with one of these cars now and see how the inside of car is with this spray at the moment. Have a look at that. That is what we were dealing with, like, and that was actually probably better than some of the times that I've seen, because until you got into the lower end of the braking zone and the car slowed right down, you could not see. And I actually ran off track a couple of times because I just did not know where the edge of the track was. Someone said to me, look out the side of your car. And it was the same. I couldn't see out the side of the car either. I don't know how... even if... there was a couple of times where you had cars in front of you running side by side. So they were running down side by side. So they had twice as wide a spray. And look at this.
I mean, it's...
Wow.
Oh, my God. It's ridiculous. Oh!
And this is what happens, you know, like you can see Skulls just running off track here a little bit because probably just missed his brake mark. Oh, Damon out sideways in front of him as well, Skulls on the twitch. So now we're trying to find where all the standing water is as the rain has been coming down for a couple of laps now. So that track is getting saturated. Look at the cars just disappearing up there. 3 and 4 cars wide.
They're like ghosts. I mean, it's you know, it's...
Oh.
A brighter rain light would be handy in these conditions.
Oh, it certainly would, because you could not see.
Yeah, no.
You could not see the car in front of you at all. Yeah, a brighter light, or I mean, and I know it's probably realistic as far as the weather's concerned and stuff like that, but it just made for some pretty intense racing. You know, maybe just turn the mist down just a touch. You know, because that is crazy.
I mean, you can see it. They're picking up everything in terms of water.
Yeah.
I wonder actually. I wonder if we can actually see in our little suspension cam, if we can actually see the spray, like around the tire. I wonder if we can see it in here.
Yeah, a little bit. Look.
We kind of can. Yeah,
a little bit.
We can see it just starting to pick up. And then when you look off the back of the car.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that glow. Yeah. Because the sun was out. It was hitting the rain and actually making it more luminous. So yeah, I mean, if you had no one in front of you, you could drive as hard as you liked, or as you dared. But as soon as you actually had cars around you in front of you, that was it. So I mean, look, all the drivers doing a fantastic job to stay on track as we are. We've seen a couple slip off track, but yeah.
We can watch this over the next sort of lap or so. It's really becoming an issue now.
Look at that. Cars just behind, they just absolutely disappear. And that was kind of what it was like in front of you too, you know. And you tried not to follow directly behind a car, obviously, because they just disappeared. Jim just getting a little bit out of shape there. Oh, and look at that. It's me going around there. The half spin, and that's unfortunate there because I was in a really good spot. I was into the top 10 at that point. Lucky I didn't park it right into the
Shane Randall
there,
is off the road as well, down
yeah.
at turn 6. He was racing around Simon Hennessy before. I don't know if that's to make contact, if that was self-inflicted, but Pete Bax is off as well at the final corner. So everyone is getting caught out here. It is struggle street for almost everyone in the field. And right now we've got to look to drivers like Scholes and Haynes, who are somehow only 5 positions down where they started this race. Yeah, somehow.
That's pretty good, isn't it? You look at, like Matty Stoyles up 22, Tim Mulford up 32, Brett Taylor up 28, Scott McKenzie up 4, Scott McKenzie up 10. Rick Viger up 4, Paul Burns up 6. You know, so there are some big gainers all the way out through this field, but there is also some losers, unfortunately. And the conditions now really starting to settle in. The rain, just a twitch on there in Skulls, but the rain now starting to settle in, and that track really becoming saturated now.
Oh, it is indeed. Unfortunately, Terry, I don't have the power to mute people on the Vets channel, so I can't. But what I'll say is just, you know, if you guys haven't got anything nice to say in chat, you don't need to say it at all. We already timed someone out last
Geez,
week for
Tannic
making
taking-
comments like that as Caparonis had a
Caparonis.
massive tank slapper.
But did you see Tannic how far he was out on the ripple strips there? I wouldn't have been that game to get out on the ripple strips like that. But Jim Caparonis might have seen him getting out there and tried to get underneath him a little bit, thinking that he might have had a bit of trouble getting off that ripple strip. But they both managed to gather it up.
Yeah. We already timed someone out last week for making not nice comments about someone. Just if you haven't got anything nice to say, that's from both parties. Just call your jets. It's fine. You know, just sit back, enjoy the racing. We love having everyone in chat. So let's just, you know, cool our heads a little bit. You know, it's already cold enough on track, Brett, with this rain and this spray. I mean,
yeah.
you know,
Look how close Jimmy's behind Tannic there. So obviously just poking that nose a little bit out from underneath Tannic, just to try and sort of get upside the car there. As he comes out here nice and cleanly, there's a little bit of standing water on that right-hand side there, as you can see. Massive standing water, but he gets down here. Can he hold Tannic out a little bit sideways?
He is drifting
Still
this
slipping.
thing through turn 6. Oh
Where's
my
Tannic?
God.
Where's Tannic?
He's right there. He
he
gives him
goes.
a
Hip
door.
and shoulder. Wow. Hip and shoulder there. So
look
both
at-
cars just fighting for grip.
Look at the shine off the road, Brett. Look at all that standing water on the track. It is not dispersing at all. Because of the drainage around here, it doesn't go anywhere.
Great run. Like, have a look at these guys battling really, really well. I know there was a bit of... Oh, look how wide Tannic's going there. That's pretty brave.
You know what I say, though, Brett? Bring back the biff. Get the
bring back
doors
the biff.
out,
A little bit
door
of-
each other, have a bit of fun. We don't want it to be, obviously, where you're dooring someone into a wall or you're turning
So
someone.
Weston's now buying into this as well.
He's got a little ticket
Weston's
for
right
it.
on the back of Tannic.
Yep, he's got a little ticket for it to Scott Weston. Now, I want to point out as well, some of the drivers that are higher up the
Brett
order
Fisher in pit
tonight
lanes.
who are doing very well. So, in the third person.
Sorry.
Brett Fisher, Brett O'Brien,
O'Brien in
in pit
pits as well.
So, Dave Varney
He's
still
late.
needs another stop in this race. Matt Stoyles
Yeah.
does as well. So does Brett Taylor. Tim Mulford is good to the end. So Tim Mulford right now is our
he's in
effective
the
race
box.
leader. And based on
box
how
seat. And look,
drivers
he's
are racing, as Damon Fisher and Scott Weston have made contact, and Fisher has gone round down at turn 3. Got to be careful at the rejoin. Oh my God.
Weston's gone around.
Yeah, Weston went around. He nearly rejoined right in front of the traffic, but that's fine.
Wow. Look at and have a look at how wet that track is now. I mean, I know we keep on rabbiting on about it, but that track is wet, you know, and some of these guys are racing side by side, so close together. We flashed on to Tim Mulford before, and he said he's got the advantage now of actually having all of his pit stops done. He's clear. He's got clear track ahead of him, and all he has to do is just keep on passing the laps down.
Rick Viger! Rick Viger somehow caught the pirouette.
Wow.
My God. Apparently, Brett,
His
you've had a
heart
crash.
would be, his butt would be puckering right about now.
I know. Apparently, you had a crash, Brett. Did you have a crash?
I had a crash earlier.
Okay.
I had a crash earlier. Oh, not just then. Oh, I might have run off track, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. Because it
No, I
said
didn't
you
have
had
a
a
crash.
crash. So unless you pulled up really slow for like turn 3, maybe his
Yeah.
Grumbly's gone
there you go,
round.
Grumbly. Wow. This is mixing it up here. This is fantastic. I don't want to see anyone spin and have a crash or anything like that, but this is fantastic. I mean, there's some close racing going on, and there's some very treacherous conditions out here. So,
Well, you have the feeling with 17
go
laps
on.
to go, we may not be safety carless just yet in this second half of the race. We may have one coming our way shortly, because the way these cars are reacting, even on wet tyres, we could very easily have a crash where a car's in the wall, inopportune position, and could be out of the race. I mean, this
definitely.
is really starting to heat up now into what is an exciting race, one that we could have hoped for a wet run, and one that is just thrown every single spanner in the works, as the championship leader, Matt Scholes, has now gone off as well.
Yeah. Oh, nearly got collected by Bush.
So the championship implications are becoming even more large, especially with Simon Haynes looming in the background.
Haynes has come back huge. I mean, he's only down 3 spots from where he started, and he was absolutely dead last with waiting for a tow. That car absolutely destroyed, and he's back nearly to the position where he started. So kudos to him.
About currently the championship implications. So Tim Mulford, who is going to lead this race after the 2 cars in front of him need to make their final pit stop, could be on for his 2nd win of the season. Remember, the key word was 2 wins this season to win the championship. And if Scholes and Haynes finish outside the top 10, that is going to drag Tim Mulford back into it as Damon Fisher. And I don't understand, Brett, how a shark could struggle in water. I don't understand that. 2 and 2 do not go together.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, my God. Haynes on Clifton. And I mean, look at the comeback from Clifton as well. He was around on the start line in the lap 1 incident, went a lap down, had to tow back, and thanks to the safety car, he's back into this race. It is an incredible storyline for the end of our season. It is a fantastic way tonight to set us up for the Saxon Ring next week, which is an unknown circuit to the majority of the drivers. Now, it's been in iRacing for a little over a year, but we're yet to run it in the vets. It is going to be one hell of a championship finale next Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. You guys don't want to miss it, because the way that this championship is now shaping up, it's shaping up almost like
could be anyone.
Have you ever seen anyone make bread, Brett, and you watch them ball up the dough before they let it rise? Yeah. It is like the perfect little ball of dough that they've just sat in front of them, and you're waiting for it to produce this beautiful loaf of bread. And that's what this race has given us now. This is the yeast mixing with the gluten to rise the bread and give us a beautiful loaf to sink our teeth into next week.
I like a good fresh loaf of bread too. Nothing
fresh
better.
Loaf, great time. Not a fan of sourdough personally, but fresh bread is better than anything. Paul Burns.
We just seen a couple of seconds ago. Yeah, Jim Cameronis moved up as well.
So I wonder now. So if Tim can get this win tonight, obviously, and say Scholes finishes further back in the top 10, maybe P8. How much pressure is that now going to put on Scholes for next week at the Saxon Ring? Because obviously this could be a great effort for Tim Mulford tonight. A great effort. Yeah. A little over 100 I think it's about a little over 100 points away. The championship lead. This could reignite the opportunity to fight for the championship at the Saxon Ring next week.
Can't wait to see the points when they get released after this race. Oh, jeez, that was a lot of... Did Paul Burns lose it then? Yeah, he did. And he must have just gathered it up there. And Tim Mulford's just got through cleanly. That could have been the end of the night for Tim if he didn't get out of that one.
Indeed. And, you know, I mean, Leo said it well in the chat there. Anyone who can see right now... he's at a huge advantage over anyone in a battle pack. So Tim's got a huge advantage. Yeah. Dave's got an advantage. Matt's got an advantage because they're not in the spray. So because they're not in the spray, they're able to drive confidently and smartly around this. Now, Scott Weston, I'm not going to say that he's going to hold up. Oh, that's really wide, actually. That's really, really wide. So I was about to say, is he going to let Tim Mulford pass easily? Well, that's kind of an answer for us. But I mean, think about this scenario, though. Brett Taylor, corrected order is P2 when he pits.
Yeah, right.
Like this could be...
How huge is that?
That's massive. Massive for Brett if this could play out tonight. And I think Brett is...
Could be the better of the Bretts.
He's been one of the longest tenured super drivers in vets. Also one of the longest tenured drivers to never get a podium and not ever have a top 5 either in Split 2. Like, he could be on for an all-time performance tonight. Take nothing away from what Tim Mulford has done. If Brett can pull off a podium here, this is one of the best drivers we've possibly ever seen because he's been getting involved in battles. He's been having to drive around slower cars. He's kind of tackled the pressure of the tyre change scenario to his head, and he's taken it to, strong in arm, ready to run it forward. It looks neat and tidy. He is driving a great race tonight. So is Tim Mulford. So is Dave Arney. Matt Stores is doing well too.
Yeah, Brett Horsell as well. So he's up 14 spots at the moment.
Yeah, they're all of them running fantastic races. And Chad Viger, by the way, just on the back of Horsell, doing a great effort here as they try and chase down Bruce Tanek.
He's having a look on the inside, but he's probably on the wrong side of that part of the track there. Can
Right.
you get over to the other side?
So we've obviously got so much more to come throughout the rest of this race. So don't go anywhere. We're going to come back
I'm
very
not going
shortly with more action here out at the Red Bull Ring as the wet weather continues. Possible safety cars in our future as well. We've got 14 laps to go when we cross the strike the next time by. Who is going to be able to run home with the flippers and the brollies and get home dry in these wet conditions? Racecraft, well, a massive thank you to them as always. We're going to go for a quick ad break now, brought to you by Racecraft Simulations. If you're in the WA or Perth area, head over to 16 Grogan Road, Perth Airport. Chat to John and the team. They'll be able to help you out sorting out a deal or sorting out a rig for yourself as well. Don't go anywhere though. We're back very shortly here with round 9 of season 25 of the V8 Vets, live from the Red Bull Ring. Welcome back into the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans Split 2 action of Season 25, Round 9 here at the Red Bull Ring. Dave Arney, the race leader, has finally come into pit lane. Matt Stoyles has pitted as well. So has Brett Taylor. So Tim Mulford is now our race leader proper. Scott McKenzie still needs to pit in this race. Dave Arney's coming out of pit lane now. Where's Brett Taylor? There he is there. So Brett Taylor is on the podium and in P3 corrected order once Scott McKenzie pits. And
have a look at the... Sorry, go.
No, I was going to say, it was a 4.8 second stop for Taylor, by the way. So no tyres, just the splash of fuel.
Yeah, I mean, what... You wouldn't need to. I mean, the tyres are warm. If you come out on wets, cold wets, it's just going to be shocking for the first lap or so. And maybe 2 laps.
So Mulford.
But have a look at that lead. Mulford's got 20 seconds.
No. He does not want a safety car.
Nah.
The one thing that Tim Mulford does not want right now is race control to say safety car, boards and flags. That is the one.
Safety car.
He does
safety
not.
car.
Actually, no, the real words he doesn't want to hear is race control. I'm requesting a tow. That's what he doesn't want to hear.
Yeah, I bet you there's some expletives said in his
yeah.
in his sim rig if that
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
But like I think someone said in the chats, you know, like it's a good 2 seconds a lap. If you're in clear air, you know, you don't have to worry about the spray. You've got clear vision. You can just drive, and you can just drive as hard as you like and hard as you possibly can in these conditions because you don't have that obstruction. You know, obviously you don't want to spear off track in you know, getting a slider in like that. But you know, hey, you're doing, who's this in pits? Mackenzie's in pits.
Yeah, so Mackenzie's in. So Dave Arney is about to take P2 on the road. And Brett Taylor of East West Tasmania Racing is about to go onto the podium with 12 laps to go and a teammate behind him.
Yeah, 29 positions gain. Matt Stoyles, 20 positions gain.
This could be an absolute. If you're in Geelong tonight, keep your kids locked indoors because there could be a streaker running down running down past GMHBA Stadium, because Brett Taylor could be on for his very first Split 2 podium, his first Split 2 top 5, and I believe his first Split 2 top 10 as well. He's got 11 laps left to run, but these are now going to be the cleanest laps of Brett Taylor's life to get that EWT Camaro, the 175 Camaro, on the podium for the very first time. Tim Mulford, though, is in well control of this race, possibly on his way to his second win this season in what has been a strategic masterclass from Phoenix Racing Team once again, and that's what it has to be said. Strategic masterclass. The one thing he doesn't want is yellow flags and safety car boards and flags to go up, because that
pit lane starters just said, you know, to leading this race, that has to be one of the best feelings. You know, how good is that? So far, anyway.
I know.
With the mocker on him.
He doesn't want a safety car. If he gets a safety car, Dave Arney is going to be right on him on fresh tyres and able to pounce. The difference between them is Arnie's tyres are 3 laps old. Tim's tyres are 29 laps old. Like,
I still think that in the right conditions, the tyres don't wear that bad. I mean, I would have loved to have seen what the tyre wear on Tim's car was at the end of the race. It'd just be interesting stats to sort of have a look at. Even if he got down to 60%, like that's still a reasonable amount of tyre left.
So you look at it from one camp, and you don't want that Racecraft Simulations McLaren on circuit as Clifton comes in.
No.
You look at it from the other camp, and you're screaming for Lucas Burt to press the button to bring the car on track.
Yeah.
And then you look at from the other camp, and you're thinking, well, I don't care what happens. I just want to stay where I am. That's the camp.
Well,
of Brett
and that's
Taylor.
the things too. I mean, and it just seems
that
if he
wait a minute. Brett O'Brien has gone round at the final corner. That car is stopped on the start finish straight. Oh my God.
Here we go.
Oh my God.
This a safety car. Less than 10 laps to go.
It's in a very inopportune position. Less than 10 laps to go. We're not within 5. Remember, that's the key number, is we're not within 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
It's looking more and more like a safety car.
Tim Mulford has to push. He has to push now. Now, the thought process could be then, Brett, is if you're Tim Mulford, do you pit for tyres? You've got 20 seconds ahead. You're going to give up the lead to Arnie for sure, but are you going to give up the podium to Taylor or Stoyles? You're going to stay ahead of Tannick, but you can get fresh rubber on it and you can push.
And that's where I don't have the knowledge of how. I mean, we see Vigor, Horsell, and Bush in pits. I just don't have the knowledge on how bad the wear is in these tyres in these conditions. So that's what I'd be interested in to see where they're at.
So to give an update on pit stops. So Arnie and Stoyles' pit stops were 20 seconds apiece. So they had enough fuel to cover their tyres. So that's what they did. So they took 23 litres, which then covered the time needed for tyres. Takes 20 seconds for tyres, 2.3 litre per second stop. So it's 20 seconds for their stops. So Mulford didn't take tyres on his last stop. He's been on his tyres since lap 8. With this gap, I mean, you could come in. You could come in and risk it, surely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's such a gamble.
Yeah,
he has stayed out.
As said.
I think if I was in his position, I would have come in, put some fresh boots on it, not have to worry about the degradation comparatively to Arnie. But in that sense, you do have to then fight your way forward past Stoyles and Taylor and Arnie as well.
So it'd be interesting to see, I know we're under safety car conditions now, so that's not going to be a true indicator of what the lap times were. But
so Tim just said that he needed 31 seconds to be clear for tyres. So he could have pitted, taken tyres, he would have given up the lead to Dave, but he wouldn't have been passed by Brett. He would have come out in front of Brett and Matt Stoyles. So I think in that sense he should have taken them because he would have been right behind Dave and he would have been on the freshest tyres.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether he gets
We'll see how
harassed.
this pans out. We're going to be here for a minute because we're going to have to do some wave arounds. P23 back are all a lap down, so they're all going to have to get waved around. There's 3 drivers out of this race thus far. It's Steve Grumley, Andrew Hoffman, and Mark Houghton. Everyone is still running at the moment. Just to give the update on the championship, just quickly, Brett.
Hang on, before you say that,
Oh, okay, yep.
Before you say that, yeah. I just want to see in the comments, if you're Tim Mulford, would you pit for tyres or would you stay on the warm tyre that's a bit worn, knowing that there's, we're closing down on the laps? Put it in the chat. Let's see where it is at. Okay, go for it, Hamish.
Well, they have made some good points there. So Simon's just said stay out, track position, and spray the difference. Roy Clark saying warm tyres are 10 times better than cold tyres as well. And Terry Taylor saying very hard track to pass at. That is a very good point. So I think either way, Tim it was a real Sophie's choice on what he was going to pick. You take fresh cold tyres or you stay on old warm tyres. It's a real tough balancing act.
If it was me, I think I would have preferred to stay on the warm wets, warm wets. Yeah.
Well, so what we've got at the moment is okay. So in terms of the championship, Alex Kiddis is back in P28. If he finishes around there tonight, I'm sorry, Alex, that's championship done. That is him out of the battle for the championship. He's going to be too far away for that to mathematically even be a chance, with Matt Scholes currently in P6 and Simon Haynes currently in P18. So they're both gaining points on him tonight. Tim Mulford is obviously winning the race at the moment, and Dave Arney is in P2. Jim Caparone is P9. So they're all gaining points on him, with his 2 drop rounds being a 0 and a -4. That is Kiddis out, plus the fact he very likely got points penalties because of the incidents that he had in this race tonight. So now the drivers I look to who are in this championship battle going into next week at the Saxon Ring, Matt Scholes, Simon Haynes, Tim Mulford, Dave Arney, Jim Caparonis, and I think the most likely championship battle we're going to see next week is Tim Mulford and Matt Scholes. Maybe Simon Haynes if he can gain some positions.
Ooh. I love the fact that it's not a runaway at this point of the championship. I love it when it comes down to the last race. Still anyone's bet. I think that is the ultimate. So
I've also just had confirmation as well from Dave Arney. He didn't take tyres on his last stop. He stayed on the warm wets.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Wow. Very interesting. So we have an opportunity now for Tim Mulford to take a crucial second race win this season to reignite the championship hopes. There's also the opportunity for Dave Arney to win his first race this season. If you look back to this time in season 24, he got a second place and he had a third place previous to the second to last race of the season. So he's now gone a step above if he can get to the race lead, if he wins the race tonight. Brett Taylor, imagine if he won, Brett. Imagine the world where Tim Mulford and Dave Arney end up off track and Brett Taylor sneaks through and takes the race win. Can you imagine the scenes?
Oh, don't step aside, you are going to get a lot
step
of hate
aside
in the
Bailey
now.
Smith. Step aside Patrick Cripps. Step aside Jeremy Cameron. There's a new king of Geelong, and it will be the Tasmanian Brett Taylor, who now lives on the mainland. That would be a Bradbury moment if ever we've seen it, and it would be changed to a Taylor moment if that were to happen as well.
Well, I mean, look, I mean, considering the conditions, like wet track, it is seriously wet. It's off and on rain on different parts of the track. We've got a safety car. We're coming down to 6, 7 laps to go.
Yep.
So the pressure's going to be on. So anything can happen. Anything can happen here. So we'll wait and see what happens. But wow, Hamish, I think if Tim Mulford and Dave Arney fall off this track, you are going to get so much hate mail. It is. I wouldn't be opening letters for a month.
So we're lap 40 of 47. Mulford is the leader. We've had 6 lead changes throughout this race here this evening. As the analysis, 47 laps to the end. Current weather, of course, 64 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees centigrade. We've got northeast winds now, so it's gone from northwesterly to northeasterly. 14 kilometres per hour. Cloudy conditions, 76% humidity at the moment. So it is warming up just a little bit in terms of the humidity. The sun is out, but the rain still pours. This has probably been the longest sun shower I've ever seen.
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, the track conditions here tonight have just been phenomenal. Like, it's just, I don't mean phenomenally good, but just phenomenally all over the shop, So
I have also just seen who Brett Taylor may have to defend against for P3, Brett.
Stoyles.
No.
Bruce Tannick.
If Bruce Tannick gets past Matt Stoyles, Brett Taylor is going to have the
fight of his life.
Possibly hardest fight he has ever had on track. In fact, this is going to be. If Brett's going to get P3 tonight, he is going to have to earn this. He's going to have to earn this.
He's going to work for it.
And no matter how good Tim has been on his strategy tonight, no matter how good Dave has been, if Brett pulls this off, I'm claiming it now. He's getting driver of the day.
Right.
Because this will be one of the greatest drives Brett Taylor has ever put on in Vets. It has been a long time coming. If Brett can defend this position, if Bruce Tannick gets past Matt and Brett can defend this position and finish on the podium, I'm putting a veto on it and I'm using our wild card and we're giving it to Brett Taylor. If he can't, then I'm happy to put it to a vote. He can still go on there, obviously, if he goes to P4. If he gets P3, I'm pulling the veto card that we use our wild card and give it to Brett.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, look, there's been some great racing up and down this field, all over the shop. There's been some winners and losers. The track conditions have been absolutely horrendous. Vision-wise, not being able to see out the front of the car. Tim Mulford at the moment has got the advantage because he's not going to have anyone in front of him. He's going to have clear track in front of him, no lap cars. If he gets a good jump, I think it's obviously his to lose. Now, he could obviously stuff it up somewhere along the line. Dave Arney could pressure him. Brett Taylor might be out pressure him. We've got, as you said, we've got Matt Stoyles behind, so we know he's quick. Bruce Tannick, he's going to want a chunk of the pie. He's got nothing to lose. So, what's going to happen?
What is going to happen? We're to find out now.
Exciting stuff.
Of course, we've had longer safety car periods tonight because, unfortunately, Travis Azapoli has been kind of the solo race controller. Lucas Bert's been his offsider, of course, as the safety car driver. But, if someone's out there who can put their hand up to be race control for the final round to help out Travis, you would be doing the vets a massive service if you can get into the race control booth and help Travis out. He is doing this on his own. He's done it on his own the last 2 weeks. So if someone is in that position, it might be 3 weeks. So if someone is in that position to go and help him, then
especially how we have that massive melee at the start. So that all has to be reviewed, and that sort of ties up, there. And then these calls are coming after and after and after and after. So, if we can get some help into the race control, it just means this last race we might be able to get the penalties handed out a little bit quicker, and that's no dig at the safety race control at all. It's just that we might be able to, being the last race, we don't want that to, calls coming out too late that might have an implication on the championship, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it is what it is, but let's give everyone a fair shot.
I think we've had a hand put up there by Stephen Banks, so I'll send Stephen a message Tell him to get in contact
sweet.
with JVR. So that would be a massive help if someone can do that. That'd be great because.
And the same thing is too, like if you're underage and you really like underage, I mean like under 40, and you can't join the vets, but you do want to get involved.
Come race control.
Come race control.
Ty Delaney did it for ages. Like that kid's like 16. He did RC with us for a long time.
Yeah.
So, get out there. If I was in the position to do it this week, I would. Obviously, I have
even if you're not in a position that you can race anyway, as far as you might not be able to race or whatever. Are we going racing here?
We are.
Yes,
we're green flag, so we're back underway. So
here we go. Tim
Sweet
Mulford
as.
trying to get the power down. Big wiggle down the straight.
Massive wiggle from Tim
Mulford.
Mulford.
He's trying to sort of warm up those tyres. But look at that spray. It's still a big thing, that spray. Dave Arney's not that far behind. Bruce Tannick has got past.
Tannick's run wide.
Gone wide.
Tannick has run it wide there.
So he's going to probably get a slow down there. So I wonder whether he can clear that before Matt Stalls comes up.
Further back, that's Rick
Viger. Back.
Yeah, Rick Viger's gone off the track as well. So how's this going to play out for them? Alex Kiddis is trying to drive through as well. Oh, Kiddis has got loose. Kiddis has got loose and into the wall.
Oh, that's big damage for Kiddis. That front
my God.
left hand is all mudded up. Scott McKenzie's got past goals. And we've got an off track by Hedesheed.
We do. I think he's back there. He's within the spray. We're just trying to see through. Oh my God, that is heavy damage.
Massive damage.
That is massive damage on that car.
Yeah, wow. And this is going to go compressed down here.
Randall's making moves as well here, Brett. He's trying to fight his way forward on your outside at the moment.
Get out of it, Randall. Get out.
Get into him, Randall. Get into him, Randall.
Nah, yeah.
I do want to point out at this point of the race, all the other splits had finished, and we had the drivers in watching Shane's last 5 laps.
Coming back at Tannick.
I just kept updating.
Oh, we see Baxter side by side. Some of the Baxter and Quayne.
Baxter and Quayne are off the road down at turn 7. So it's a massive off down there. So there are 5 laps to go. 5 laps for Tim Mulford to survive the onslaught of Dave Arney. And it's 5 laps for Brett Taylor to survive on the podium to Bruce Tannick, who is chasing him down. Here's Arney trying to get up on Mulford.
Yeah, so Mulford hasn't been able to shake Arney. He's there within half a second.
He can't get the run to the final corner. That there in the background. Sorry, it was McKenzie getting loose. Yep. So this is on.
So Tannick is about a second and a half behind Brett Taylor. So there's a bit of a gap there. So he's got a little bit of a relief, but this battle up the front is still on for young and old. Crosby having a little bit of a look on Scholes, unless it was just gone past. And there's a few passes going. Pete Baxter off track.
He's at an off track further back. This battle for the race lead is on.
Yeah.
It is on between them. It's on for young and old. We can't look away over these next 5 laps because Dave
Arney closed up.
He is closing right up.
Right on the ginger of Mulford now.
Look at the spray coming off that Phoenix Racing Team car. It's the battle of the Phoenix versus the Pelican, the battle of fire and ice as they fight for race victory in the wet conditions. We're starting to get up on the age for this reference now, Brett, in vets. But if it was to do with Pokemon types, well, Arnie would have the advantage right now in the wet conditions.
He would. But maybe Mulford's burning the water off the track.
Yeah. So
Mulford, look at that spray. So that spray
Mulford he's sliding through 4 and 10. So he's struggling in the real sort of medium speed slow up points. So you can just see there, it just darts outwards. It doesn't like follow the line perfect.
There's a lot of standing water on that last
Matt
turn.
Stoyles, sorry, Matt Stoyles is off in the same place that Todd Duggan went off earlier on. So there's now no backup for Brett Taylor. So if Bruce Tannick catches him, Brett Taylor is going to have to defend for his life over these next 4 laps.
Well, Tannick's now 2 seconds off the back of Taylor, but Taylor has closed up on the back of Arney. So Taylor's nearly a half a second behind Arney. Arney's 0.7 now. So he's dropped back a little bit from the back of Mulford. So this is tightening up the front here.
Could Taylor be in this? Could he sneak his way up one higher and go P2? It would help Mulford if he starts battling. It would really help Mulford if that happens.
Just watching Tanik too, so he's nearly out to 3 seconds at 2.6, 2.7 seconds. So he's actually slowly dropping off the back of Taylor. So that's probably going to just ease that pressure off Taylor just a touch. As Dave Arney puts the pressure on Mulford, having a bit of a look, wrong side of the track, but can he do anything with it?
He's stuck on the outside, maybe trying to go for an over-under through turn 6. Now the difficult braking zone at turn 7. You've got to brake and then get the car turned in. Trail braking can be key, but it's hard in the wet conditions. As they run it up through turn 8 now, Arnie is all over the back of Mulford. And if the Struggle Street corner... Yep, if the Struggle Street corner of turn 10, if it hinders Mulford this lap, Arnie is going to be right there to tuck up the inside and go for the move at turn 1. He's right on him. He's got to perfect it. He's got to get it perfect. It's a big wiggle from Mulford.
Yeah, Taylor dropping back as well. He's down to 1.8, nearly 2 seconds, and Tanik down to about 2 seconds as well. So that gap is opening up again, and Tanik is slightly closing.
Oh, here comes Arnie.
Dave Arnie.
Oh, he's trying to sneak in. He can't quite get there, though.
What a fantastic close to this race. Race 9, and we have got a battle on of our hands. Arnie down to 0.3.
Arnie is right there, and look at the spray. He can't see a thing.
Yeah.
He's got to try and go for a gambit because he can't see anything when it comes to trying to make an overtake. That's the difficulty in front of him.
He's only got one car in front of him, so he can at least pull to the side, and he doesn't get blinded by the spray from other cars. So he's still got a sort of partial clear vision. Have a look at him coming in here. Dropped off to about 0.5, 0.6, but coming out here, he closes up a lot. Can he get the drive out?
He closes up right on him, so he's... I think that turn 4 is definitely hindering Mulford, and the mid-sector is really favouring Arnie here, but the early sector is favouring Mulford. But the struggle for Arnie is the mid-sector is the hardest sector to make an overtake in. You cannot get it done. It is so tough.
Scott McKenzie's closed up on the back of Tanik as well. He's 0.7 off the back of Tanik. So that's closed up there. But Brett Taylor's obviously dropped right off the back of these two now. 2.2 seconds off the back of Arnie. So it's really up the front here with Mulford and Arnie. Can Arnie put enough pressure on Mulford to take a bit of the sting out of this fireman?
Well, he's right on the back of the Phoenix Racing Team car. Mulford covers the inside. Could that be a mistake because the over-under could be on if it happens for him? Running around turn 1 we go. Mulford holds first place, but Arnie's going to get a good run here off of 1. There's 2 laps left to go. 2 laps for Tim Mulford to survive the onslaught of the Majors Garage entry of Pacific Esports Racing.
Arnie just trying to look on the inside. I don't think he's in a position to do anything there. This is if he gets a good exit out of here, he might be able to close on the next turn. Can he close that gap? He's out to 0.6, 0.5, closing slowly. Clark and Lovegrove battling on there as well. Down to 0.4. He is closing. Can he do anything on the inside?
So Arnie can close onto him, but he's got to try and maximise exit here because this is one of the corners that Mulford is struggling. So I think instead of going for the dive on entry, he's got to try and slow it up, then try and get mid-corner speed. That's where Arnie can get him because he'll get him on exit. He'll get alongside at 5, and then through 6 he can try and make a move. But this is where he's strong. He's able to tuck right up behind the Mustang's rear tail lights and just hang there behind the hydrographics entry of Mulford. Next opportunity now is turn 1.
0.2, he's closed that gap.
So if Mulford makes a mistake now at turn 10, it's on for Dave Arney at turn 1. So this is where the maximum pressure can come from. This is where it is time to nut up and show up. And this is where Dave Arney can get a run off the final corner.
Can he hold it?
It's white flag lap. It's final lap stuff. He's got an inside run at turn 1. Dave Arney, who hasn't led a lap off the restart, is going to come through turn 1 on Mulford. He's going to get a better drive up towards 3.
No, he
but
doesn't.
It's a drag race.
Got a better drive.
It's a drag race to turn 3, Brett. Which one of them's going to get it? Arnie's edged ahead.
Arnie's on the inside.
He is on the inside, and he's slightly ahead of Mulford as well. King of the braking zones. King of the last late breakers. Who's going to get it? Arnie's ahead at 3. Arnie is ahead at turn 3, and Mulford can't
Mulford's
do
got a good
anything
exit.
about it.
No, Mulford's got a good exit. He's got a great exit out of there. Dave Arnie's trying to squeeze him across the inside of the track. Mulford hasn't got much room here, but can he do anything? It looks like he's had to back out slightly.
He's had to back
So
out of
Arnie's
it.
got the... Oh, look at that!
Little bump.
Oh, bit of a touch.
The smallest of bumps. And look at Tanik. He's right on Taylor as well. So this is not over. Arnie has now started to pull away from Mulford. I think Mulford's backed out of it now. I think he's given in. But Brett Taylor is under all sorts of pressure here from Bruce Tanik for P3 on the road. What an all-time drive at the front of this field.
Wow.
The wet race has turned it on to its absolute maximum once again. It was a top-level move from Dave Arnie that was set up all the way back at turn 10 and completed at turn 3. And for the first time since his return to the Vets and his return to Split 2, as he comes around the final corner, the Pelicans are back on top as Dave Arnie is the master of the rain at the Red Bull Ring to Tim Mulford in P2. And Brett Taylor gets his very first Split 2 podium.
What a race. What a closing few laps there. That was absolutely edge of the seat stuff. That was fantastic to watch. I am absolutely speechless. That was really, really good.
Top level performances all round.
That was an absolute fantastic last closing laps. I mean, do you know what I'd love to do, Hamish? I would love to give Dave Arnie and Brett Taylor the driver of the day, purely for that last couple of laps for Arnie, but I don't know whether we can do that. Yeah, that's your call.
You want to go a double up again, Brett?
I just think that pass, that the way Arnie closed those last few laps and made that move in these conditions was just absolutely sensational. He was just precision perfect with where he put the car, how he did it. There was no touching, no bashing, no clashing. I think it was fantastic.
I
That's
have
your
to
call.
agree with you as well. It was great, and I think he did race exceptionally well. Post-race highlights about to come your way.
The highlights. Here we go.
And this was the moment. We'll go back. We'll get a much better angle.
Yeah.
So, this was the race start. This was the first initial incident that we kind of called out. And you see there,
Kitty's got a good start.
He got a good start, but he just turned over the nose of Skulls, and then everyone just piles in.
Bush up in the air, front splitters, rear splitters everywhere. Wow. Randall nearly got taken out there.
I know. And then we saw Tim Mulford.
That is huge.
We saw Tim Mulford exit pit lane, of course, through all of that. So he managed to keep his car clean. He was probably the luckiest. Him and yourself were probably the luckiest drivers to ever have a rear of grid or a pit lane start.
That was
that we've ever seen. And then we got going again. And we had some incidents up at turn 3. I think these though were just drivers getting pulled up in the traffic, and a bit of Constantina possibly as well. Oh, what the hell? That was like he just parked the car.
Yeah, what was that? Wow, that caused a lot of issues there.
It's just like, he found the handbrake, Brett. It's just like, I parked it.
Yeah. That was a bit weird.
Very, very odd. It must be said. We had a couple of minor off tracks, of course, as well. This one here with Matt Monday as well, down at the second to last corner.
Yeah, running wide there.
And then this was what brought out our second safety car. This was Todd Duggan.
So Todd Duggan onto the ripple there.
Wide. Yeah, he did. Ran wide.
Really
the
wide,
AstroTurf and bang. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's a huge hit.
That is a heavy incident for Todd Duggan. Excuse me, I've got to scroll very far to get past these pit stops.
That's right. I just want to say, too, I don't want to take anything away from Tim Mulford's run either, because that was a huge run as well. But I just think those last few closing laps for Dave Arnie was sensational. Here we go.
This was Mark Houghton's incident up at the top of the hill as well. So it's a couple of unfortunate moments. He just ran it a bit wide and just
A little bit
struggling out
wide?
there. Well, I mean,
That's
maybe
really wide.
might have ended up in Germany when that line. Jim Caperonis
Yeah.
exiting pit lane as well. This was the moment I called out earlier, actually, of Matt Monday exiting ahead of the traffic, I believe. No, maybe not. Maybe I was wrong. That might have been earlier in the race. Don't mind me.
That's right.
I set myself completely
Move on.
Move on.
That's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there.
That's fine. Next one. So we had Chad Viger getting involved in an incident.
Oh,
further
have a look
back.
at this. This is madness.
I mean, it was pure madness and chaos all throughout. And it was
Oh,
just-
he's into the
oh
back
my
of
God.
Damon there.
Yeah. Just unfortunate and
And
messy.
yeah, he's
a little
stuck
bit.
there. Probably a lock on the brake, you know. I'm just glad it wasn't me.
I'm glad it was Damon and not you.
Yeah, well, no, I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad it wasn't me hitting Damon.
And this was Matt Monday up there as well. Oh, he tried to slow it up. Brendan O'Brien just had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
spun
and then,
round
yeah, just
off the
tied up
exit
in
as
that,
well. And this was Andrew Hoffman's moment too, that we kind of saw the end of up at turn 3. So he got caught up in behind.
Oh, see again, Tony
Actually,
Chapman
this
just
is a
just
different lap.
parked it.
He just
Yeah,
parked
just
it there.
parked
I
it on the-
I don't
yeah.
know how that's kind of happened. And then as Kiddis came into pit lane to serve his 1 lap black flag, this was Hoffman's spin at the top of the hill as that happened. So Grumley and O'Brien were getting into it. And then Hoffy's turned over and Grumley's just there. So
Yeah.
they're getting a bit loosey-goosey together. And then as you continue
Oh, the-
along...
I don't know whether Grumley was trying to pull that up and he was maybe had a locked tyre or something like that. And just
Not sure, but we then
Duggan?
continued along. Duggan had to try and take
Oh.
evasive action. We're going to sit on this one for a minute because what happens is down at turn 4, he just completely misses his brake marker and ends up just colliding into the side of Brendan O'Brien, who unfortunately had nowhere to go. So
I wonder whether that was spray related. He couldn't
might have
see, and then
been.
he's just gone to the inside and locked it up. And
oh,
yeah, wow.
yeah. And then Shane Randall had a moment, and this was with Heddersheed that we mentioned earlier on. This is what happens. So Heddersheed just got a bit loose, turned over, and side-to-side contact between them. It was a very weird incident that kind of happened there. And then Shane, unfortunately,
Blink
drove
into the Shadow
down.
Realm.
Well, he actually drove down the road that would actually take him onto the back end of the circuit, and that could have really ended his race because he would have had
Yeah,
a-
that could have bounced him back to pit lane.
yeah, it would have given him a massive penalty if he had come from that. But then we had
Lucky he stopped it.
then we had Scott Weston as well. We won't run through all of these, but I said we'd go through a couple of them. This was Weston's up here at turn 3. So Damon came back on the track. And
Oh,
just
Damon
turned
came
him
back on
round.
track there. Unfortunate.
That's unfortunate there. So, but we have got our P2 finisher here this evening from Phoenix Racing Team, and what was a fantastic effort from him out on the road this evening. From Hawkesbury, it is Tim Mulford. Tim, congratulations. P2 on the road there here tonight down at the Red Bull Ring in wet changeable conditions. A pit lane start and a bit of an out there strategy has paid off for you in a jackpot as you've come home with P2 in the end. Congratulations on your performance and congratulations on the solid bag of points in the final droppable round of the season.
Yeah, cheers, boys. It was awesome. It was a bit of a gamble at the front there, just see what happens. But I knew after that last safety car on the restart, I went into turn 1 and I sort of started to feel the front starting to slide. I'm like, oh, maybe I should have pitted.
Hard to know really what the right thing to do is, you know. I mean, but I think, you know, mate, what a fantastic close to the race though. Like Dave only gave you curry. You did really well to hold him off as long as you did. But what a sensational, I mean, and P2, you can't be unhappy with that.
No, look, the aim with the PLS start was just, you know, hoping to sort of get the top sort of 20, and then once everything happened and I was able to come in and dump a lot of fuel on lap 1, I thought, okay, well, hopefully a top 10 here. And then, yeah, I probably should have switched the strategy around and gone the fuel only for the second stop and then maybe did the tyres on the last stop. But I was hoping, I thought, oh, okay, we're going to stay green here. I was just hoping it was going to stay green for the rest of the race.
Now, obviously, 1 round to go, Tim. This is a solid points haul for you in the championship. Kind of drags you back up towards Simon and Matt. How are you feeling going into next week's race? Obviously, this is You're still only on 1 win this season, but could maybe get a 2 if you've had some running at the Saxon Ring previously. Are you feeling confident going into next week's race, or is it a bit of an unknown for you being a new track into the vets?
Yeah, new track, and hopefully iRacing fix these stutter issues that a lot of people seem to be having, because I started copping it this week and copped it a couple of times in the race, but lucky no one was around me when I copped it. But look, after Sandown, I should have had a similar result at Sandown as what I had tonight, but that sort of championship over. But hoping for a top 5, and if I can get a top 5, then maybe go up to split 1, but we'll just see what happens next week.
Well, time will tell, Tim. Congratulations on your performance once again. P2 on the road here at the Red Bull Ring, one of the masters of the wet. Let us know, anyone who helps get you out on track or anyone else you want to give a shout out to as well. And for myself and Brett, congrats on the success this season, and congrats on the performances throughout the droppable portion of this Vets Championship in Season 25.
No, Twizzy, was first up, well done to Dave. That was an awesome battle at the end there. It was so cool. Well done to Brett also for his first podium and top 10. Even though you were against me the whole time of the race, Hamish, I'll -1 for you. And as I joked to it was Travis, even though he killed my 22nd lead with that last safety car, but no, he did an awesome job on the night. And then just the usual sponsors. Got Melbourne Hydrographics Depot, Hybrid Race Simulations, Aramex Heatherton, DHF Tyres, RSW Graphics, Bubbles and Balloons, Phoenix Driver Development, and you guys and everyone else in the admin that put on such a great league. It's probably one of the funnest leagues I've been a part of. So, no, awesome effort from everyone.
Well, thank you so much, Tim. If next week is your last week in Split 2 before going up to Split 1, it's been an absolute pleasure to call your races over the last few seasons. And if you do end up going to Split 1 and we don't get to chat to you next week, best of luck in the top split. We look forward to seeing how you go across Season 26, wherever it is you end up, whether it's still here with us in Split 2 or up with the big boys in Split 1.
No, cheers, guys. Thanks again. And, let's see what happens next week.
No worries, we will do. Thank you so much, Tim.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Next up, we have our race winner here this evening, hailing from Brisbane in Queensland, I did Phoenix again, it's because they both start with P, of Pacific Esports Racing. It is one of the Pelicans himself, a water type in his own right. It is Dave Arney, P1 on the road tonight. Dave, congratulations. You've landed the helicopter in waters. You've taken home a race win and what was an incredible performance from yourself. And I am going to agree with Brett. It doesn't happen often. I am going to agree with Brett.
What did you agree with me?
Yeah.
G'day, guys.
Fair enough.
I am going to agree with Brett. I think we're going to give it to 2 drivers once again tonight. We're going to wild card double up. And we're going to give you one of the drivers of the day this evening, alongside Mr. Taylor, who we'll announce shortly as our other driver of the day. But Dave, congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
What a race, what a win. We mentioned this time last season, when you took that second place, that could there be an opportunity to go the next step further? It only took you 10 rounds, but you did eventually take the next step and you went up onto P1. So congratulations.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it didn't only take me 10 rounds. I've been close a couple of times, but it's been a hard season, I guess. There's a lot of fast drivers, so it's nice to finally get that monkey off my back. That's for sure.
Now, obviously, final round next week out at the Saxon Ring. Going to be a dry race, 150 Ks. It's a new track. It's going to be a big test. Is there anything you can possibly take out of tonight's race at the Red Bull Ring and you can apply to next week's outing when we head out to the Saxon Ring for the first time?
Look, definitely getting a race win sort of helps with confidence. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky little track. So yeah, I don't know how things will sort of go for myself. I've only done a few laps around it, so I think I've got a little bit more practice to do. And we'll probably just see how we go. So I think Matt's got a good lead on the championship, and Tim's putting up a good fight as well. So it'll be hard, but look, we'll give it a good hot go, I guess you can say, and see where we end up.
Well, we're waiting for points to be updated before next week, so we know exactly the land of play and where everyone situates. I believe, off a rough estimate, it should be Matt to Simon to Tim, and then I think you would be now P4. So you'd be within the top 5. I think Jim may have jumped into P5 as well, as Alex just dropped a heap of points tonight and is probably out of the top 5 at this point. So I think you guys have got a good battle on your hands. Alex will probably be breathing down your neck next week, but if his slump in form continues, I don't know if he will be able to challenge you guys, because you guys are running with the momentum. And, as you know, Dave, in the car, as Brett knows in the car, and as we know in the broadcast, momentum is a massive thing. And if a driver can carry positive momentum, it is so much stronger than a one-off race of faith to try and make yourself, a hero and a superstar and getting to the next stage. And I think the momentum is going to swing with you guys now into this final round, where the top 5, I don't see any of you actually dropping out at the Saxon Ring, barring a massive mistake and a massive blunder next week. I don't know if I can see the 5 of you dropping, or any of you actually dropping out of that top 5.
No, I think like you said, Hamish, like momentum is a big thing, and these guys like Scholes, Mulford, Jim, everyone's, and even Simon, have all had the momentum, and that does flow on. So hopefully, that can continue on, and I remain in the top 5, and I'd be happy with that as well. So.
I think you've had a great season, Dave. It's been great, hasn't it, Brett, to call the action of Dave this
It's been
season.
absolutely fantastic. Last season, this season, as it's been coming down, I mean, this race has just set up next week in a sensational manner. Just watching your car scoot around at the moment, and that Pelican, absolutely just loving the wet. And mate, it just that was just a sensational finish to this race. It was just absolutely magic. So congratulations, mate, on taking the win. You've done a fantastic job. Hope you go all well next week. I hope we have it. Look, and I hope we have a cracking race next week to finish out this season. And I think it's been an equally as good season as last season. And, anyone who takes out this championship is going to be well deserved. So, well done for tonight, though. That was brilliant.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, much appreciated. And full credit to Tim too. Tim had a great strategy 100%. And a great race, and so did Brett. It's good to see Brett Taylor up there, and I've had some battles with Brett along the way over the years, and it's good to see him finally back up on the podium, and So,
Dave, we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming and have a chat to us. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Cheers, mate. I'll just thank the sponsors. So just a shout out to all the guys and the team at Pacific Esports Racing. They're a great bunch of blokes, and always willing to help. Couple of sponsors: Lake Edge Holiday Units in Burrell Lake, New South Wales, Majors Garage, One Shot Pest Management at Ulladulla, Truck Races, 8 Rivers Photography, and W Energy Drinks. And just a huge shout out to all the guys and that are behind the scene of the V8 Vets, race control, safety car drivers. They do a great job every week, and it's tough for them. So massive shout out to them, and also to you, Hamish and Brett, for the broadcast each week.
Well,
has Pelican got a name on the side of your car?
No, I don't think it does.
Oh well, we'll leave that one with you, and we'll see.
Maybe we'll call it Paul the Pelican.
Paul the Pelican.
Sorry, Hamish, I cut you off then. You love when I do that.
No, you're right. Well, well deserved, Dave. Best of luck next week at the Saxon Ring. Thanks so much for coming and have a chat to us.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Hamish. Thanks, Brett. And thanks,
guys.
Mate.
Thank you, mate. Well, he's not here to have a chat to us, but keep an eye out on the streets of Geelong through Newtown and possibly through Ocean Grove and Port Arlington. Our other driver of the day, it has to go to the 175 of Brett Taylor as well. I mean, what a drive from Brett. His first podium in the Vets. I think both drivers deserved it tonight. There was no denying that, and I think both of them took home a very solid performance. So congratulations to Brett. Best of luck in the final round to you. He's got a cracking first name. He does. Yep, great first name. Be better if it was Hamish, but Brett's a good first name as well. But no, congratulations to Brett as our other driver of the day too. So congratulations to both of those guys. But well, what it means is we are now one race away from crowning another Split 2 champion here in the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans. Is it going to be a two-time champion in Matt Scholes? Is it going to be a first-time champion in Split 2 for Simon Haynes? Or possibly a sneaky Tim Mulford? Well, only time will tell. When we head out to the Saxon Ring for the first time next week, the roller coaster ride in the hills of Germany call our name. And we look forward to 150 Ks of dry running around this beautiful racing circuit. It's been a phenomenal time this season once again. It's been an absolute pleasure to call this season once again. We look ahead to season 26 too. Now, next week, you can expect a couple of things. We'll see the final round, crowning the champion, ending out the season. You can also expect a preview for what next season's thumbnail is going to be. Should I give a hint this season again, Brett, of what next season's is going to be?
You give a hint?
Yeah. Well, it's season 26, and what it's based upon is this year, 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you another one, which is slightly easier to decode. Pill. I'll let everyone figure that out at home.
Yeah, we'll have to think about it.
You'll find out. You'll find out.
That.
You'll find out what it is when we're off the air, Brett. But yeah, so we'll be revealing the theme for next season. Of course, it's one of the fun things about working with vets is I do get to throw a bit of a theme around.
Yep.
So it's going to be a fun time. But big shout out, though, to all of our series sponsors, of course. Racecraft Simulations, the long-time title sponsors of the series. Logitech G as well, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Player One Sim Gear, Nova Sim Sports, Südspeed Gloves, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars for the Driver of the Day award. This week, it went the way of Dave Varney and Brett Taylor. Next week, it could go to you. But for myself, Hamish Munro Brett Taylor alongside, appreciate your time, appreciate you for being here with us once again. If you're watching on the V8 Veterans channel, be sure to hit the like button, to subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing with the Split 2, Split 3, and Split 4 action. You'll be able to catch the replay broadcast of the final round next weekend, Friday night, 9 p.m. for the Split 4 action, 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time for the Split 3 action on Saturday, and 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time for the Split 2 action on Saturday as well. If you're on the Infinity Broadcasting channel, be sure to hit the like button, to subscribe, the bell icon too. We've just ticked over 260 subscribers, so it's a massive thank you to everyone who has helped support us over there. I'd love to hit 300 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you're on the Vets channel and you haven't gone to Infinity Broadcasting and subscribed, head over there, subscribe. Massively appreciated. We've got a massive week coming up. Monday night, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Myself and Brenton O'Brien in the booth for the final round of the VRS Porsche Cup Series Season 3. Friday night, the final round of the playoffs for the IRWC Rodknock Cup comes your way from Talladega. And Saturday, we go racing for the Vets. And Monday morning, 11:50 a.m., we get some American oval racing on Infinity Broadcasting on December 1st. We bring you Highside Motorsports first round out of Nashville Speedway for the HSM 150. So go and check that stuff out when it is going live. Subscribe and click the bell icon on the channel so you're notified when those streams go up. It's going to be a fun time throughout the rest of 2026 and into 2025 as well. But I've been Hamish Munro Brett Fisher alongside. Thank you so much all for joining us once again. See you guys next week out at the Saxon Ring. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
With lines screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, distant fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the Vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel supercar fight, burn this track to the
The racing series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In the sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Rackraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Racecraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Racecraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation. Yeah, we worked here.